Global Series. We are back, this time match day 9 for the Americas now, which means it's time for our final region to lock in their top 20, making their way through to regional finals. My name is Glitter Explosion, and we've got Spider, Tiff, and Jamerson ready to get back into it. Tiff, this is the last region. Are you ready?
I'm so ready. Like, I just can't even believe we are here. We are setting our sights down to regional finals, and we have to figure out which teams are going to lock their slot in. And we had a ton of chaos in EMEA today, and I really hope it doubles down for Americas.
Yeah, Jamerson, are you stoked to get into what this region has to bring to the table?
Yeah, we saw a lot of aggression out of EMEA this morning, and Americas is definitely looking to pop off in the same way. So I'm super excited about what our matches are going to bring.
It should be a really fun day, and we thought we could make it even more fun by adding another person into the mix here to kick off the show. So we've got Greek standing by, ready to go. You've got the NOLA hoodie on and everything. Greek, what's going on?
I'm excited to watch some games today, that's for sure. How you guys doing?
Right? We're great now, especially now that we've got one half of our legendary B stream hanging out with us here to talk through all of the action. Let's start diving into what we have going on here today, because obviously match day 9, Greek, this is the last opportunity for our teams to start getting themselves into this action as we can take a look at the Pro League standings here. Now, give me your thoughts on Americas as a region so far.
You know, me and Wig have been talking about it, and like, NA for me, almost every match day has been completely up in the air on who's going to do well and who's not. I think that when you look at a lot of these teams, there are just some really, really good teams. And then you look at which teams are, you know, borderline not about to make it or already qualified, and it's just mind-boggling how many teams are in NA that are strong.
100%. And for everybody at home, you can kind of see what Greek is talking about here when we're taking a look at these standings. The teams that are grayed out are teams that have already played all 6 of their series. That's Group A. They don't get to play today. So if you see them on a bubble anywhere, whether that is the top 20 bubble, the EWC cutoff bubble, which is at top 12, or the relegation bubble, those are all squads that are going to be praying teams are not leapfrogging them as we start to kind of look towards what groups B and C will be bringing to the discussion here today. And if we're talking about these bubble squads, these are the 6 teams fighting for 5 of those spots for safety-wise, Tiff, and we've got some big names in here.
Yeah, we really do. I mean, Nocturnal coming in for Nice Guys kind of on that change, right? Could it have a good effect for them? I really hope so. Purple Slushy's been been in the timeline a little bit lately. I'm sure Greek knows. We
got a lot to talk about when it comes to some of these teams. And just a quick mention for everybody at home, when we kind of start to look at some of this, you will see that some of these teams are pretty close in scores. If you're wondering how tiebreaker works, if we end up on a tiebreaker, it will be a tiebreaker based off of their overall match score, which is when it's added up by all of their individual match day scores. So that's how we'll do a tiebreaker there. But Greek, we have these teams on the bubble here. I want to kind of get your thoughts on who could really survive making their way through to regional finals right now, because we have recognizable not only teams but individuals that are literally sitting here and they're not guaranteed to be playing next week.
Yeah, I mean, you know, looking at these teams right here, I mean, you know, I kind of side more with the Nice Guys, because I think Nocturnal has a good head on his shoulders, and you know, this is not a position that he hasn't been in before. You know, the pressure of having to do well, having one match day left to kind of get you over that hump. I do side more with Nice Guys here, and I want to say I think the Buckle Boys are going to have a good day today too.
Oh, okay.
The Buckle Boys.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to double down. I'm gonna have to double down. Yeah, I love that. I love that.
They did 14th on B versus C last time.
Yeah. I think they're gonna come out today, and I think they're gonna drop some decent high kill games. You know, a lot of their play isn't really based on placement, but more so winning a couple of fights, getting that momentum, and just kind of carrying through to the end of the game.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay, so
and honestly, like I feel like that's where I think Buckle Boys will play a big role in how all 5 of these squads do. I think I'm gonna double down with Greek. Nice Guys, slotting in Nocturnal. They just need someone to get into the late game, and if we know anything about Nocturnal, it's that he can pilot a team to the late game. He can get them into ring number 5 almost every single game. It's just about getting there. And I think right now they're looking good. Also, triple MNK, I think it is the era of MNK. We don't have many players left, but still, I think it's the era of MNK. So I'm gonna, of course, root for Nice Guys. But more importantly, like Greek said, Buckle Boys are gonna be aggressive. They're gonna be going after kills. And importantly, in that regard, they're gonna have their sights on a team like Purple Slushy. I believe they're drafted near them, and that's why I feel like Purple Slushy are probably the closest to not making it through this group into regional finals. Like, they had a decent draft across both Stormpoint and on Olympus, but it's just looking at the teams around Purple Slushy right now, that's gonna dictate their games for them. There are just so many aggressive teams that'll get in their way, that'll literally stand in their path to victory. So right now, it looks like Purple Slushy have their split on the line.
Yeah.
Okay, so it seems like Greek. Do you kind of agree with Jamerson's predictions there? Nice Guys in potentially Purple Slushy and going to struggle to really make their way in.
Yeah, I mean, for a lot of those teams, when you look at the leaderboard, that like 11th through 18th slot is all teams who are playing today. Where I feel normally around this time, those teams that are towards the end of that qualifying for regional finals usually have already had their 6 match days. So I think a lot of the pressure is kind of alleviated from them, because most of the teams that have played their 6th match day are already underneath them. So as long as they don't get like a 17th through 20th, maybe even like a 15th, like a lot of that pressure, they don't have to have like a top 5 kind of day to make it to regionals.
Well, you know what, Tiff, you mentioned it, so we're just gonna skip straight to it, okay? Because you said that Purple Slushy was on the timeline, so what better time than to bring it up? We saw a tweet out of Waltzy, who was a little bit upset with them, Tiff, so kind of talk me through this. Is this some scrims beef here?
Basically, Unruly drops PK Gap on my IGL, LAO, yeah. When are we gonna learn to stop bub fighting with subs? And then Waltzy hits him with the gas. Your team is in 25th place in Pro League. Please pipe the F down. That's kind of wild. And honestly, if Waltzy said this to me, knowing this man can throw up like 50 plus dumbbells in each arm, like I'd be like, yeah, you know what? I will. Like, I'm just gonna go find a rock. I'm lifting it up. I'm Patrick starring it today. Like, bye.
Yeah, I like the chatter between the players. You know, I see nothing wrong with Purple Slushy trying to gas themselves up. You know, build a little bit of momentum.
Also
but
true.
I also don't see anything wrong with Waltzy. You know, ego checking them a little bit.
Right? You just gotta,
I just like the banter. I think we need more. Obviously, like, it's always fun to see this kind of stuff, and the entire community like gets behind it, and they're like screenshotting it and being like, oh my god, look at this interaction we just saw. It's on Reddit now, and there's a massive thread, and like, I just love doom scrolling that stuff. So.
Yeah, get everybody hyped before the final match chain. If we're talking about the Falcons, we might as well just keep going, because I don't know if anybody saw, but it is the CEO's birthday today. Okay, and you know, just a cheeky little here. Let's win Pro League on my birthday, shall we?
Greek, you gonna sing, Greek?
No,
I'll sing with you.
I was gonna call him Unk though.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair too. We could do like happy birthday, dear Unk.
I mean, he has been here for quite some time, but is it just that easy, Greek? Can he just decide that since it's his birthday present is winning Pro League? Is that just how easy it is for Falcons?
I mean, looking at his history, I mean, there have been days where he's done it, so you can never really put it past him. He's more than capable of it. Team is good, you know. They're in, I think it's 8th right now overall, but I mean, they could just come out here firing and just get a first if they really buckle down.
We'll have to see. We'll have to see if there's like a birthday buff that we don't know about for Falcons. If this is actually kind of helpful for them or not. We'll see if Purple Slushy maybe got a little bit hyped after some timeline smack talk.
Right.
But you guys, you know, you've mentioned them a couple times, and you were kind of talking about it just a few minutes ago, Greek, when we're talking about looking at the overall standings. Let's take a look at the teams that are waiting in the wings. Obviously, they are trying to survive here. We have Full 11 and Elite NA preying on the downfall of other squads, essentially, Greek. So talk to me a little bit about these teams.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you see what position they're in right now. But I do want to give these teams kudos because, you know, they're coming out of PLQs, you know, CCs, and it's a rough transition going in from that level of play to Pro League. And I honestly just want to say shout out to all the PLQ teams this Pro League season. I think this is the best placements we've seen. You know, a lot of them have, you know, had their days where they were top 7 in match days, their top 10s, and you know, it's very tough to go in there against those tier 1 teams and the teams that have, you know, have played in 7, 8 different pro leagues, and to find themselves in this position this close to regional finals, it's still an accomplishment for sure.
Oh, 100%. And not to mention, like, my first day casting for the split, full 11 drops like their best match day first.
Yeah.
Sure, it was like all over the place throughout split 1, but that's all about the learning, right? And for them to even do that on a match day, that's confidence.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy
100%.
to have that kind of like reversal of fortunes, like you had mentioned, winning pro day number 1 and then kind of just disappearing into the background for the rest of the split. And now you have to watch on while 6, 7 other teams are looking to dethrone you and knock you out of regional finals. That's not a good feeling whatsoever.
I mean, you got a, what is that, a 9-point buffer? It's like Zest Fest and Revival that are 9 points down. There's a good chance. And then you also have, you know, Elite NA in 20th. So you still have like the chance to not get knocked down as far.
Yeah. I mean, that's part of Pro League is the preying on the downfalls. You got to see who's below you, who's right above you, and just hope that they don't have that day that they need to.
Exactly. And this is that type of situation that I was talking about before, where that tiebreaker could come into play. And if we need to talk about it, then we will. But Greek, I'm just wondering, do you like Halloween?
I do.
Do you like Las Vegas?
Halloween.
Season?
I do like Las Vegas as well.
That's crazy, because both of those things are going to be happening at Split 2 playoffs. So for everybody at home, if you don't know, obviously Split 2 playoffs are in Las Vegas over a Halloween weekend, and tickets are going live next week, June 6th at 10 a.m. PT. Okay, so make sure you mark your calendars, because you are gonna want to get in on that. Greek's gonna be there, probably dressed up in a costume.
We've talked about it.
Know.
Me and Wig have talked about it. We want to do a little costume thing for it. I think that'd be cool.
You should do a costume contest.
This
Costume
is what I'm
contest,
talking
maybe?
about.
Okay.
This is
that
what
could be
I'm
arranged.
talking about. And if you didn't
Contest at
know,
LAN.
while you're waiting to buy your tickets as well, a chance to win some tickets for free is here for all of you. You can head on over to the ALGS website or visit our social media to get yourself entered to win tickets for you and your squad. So 3 event tickets are up for grabs. It does not include travel or lodging, but all you need to do is enter your EA email. Now, this is the final question for you here, Greek, because this is a riddle. We put this up on social media, and this riddle is related to an announcement that we're going to be making later on in the show today, okay, at the end of Americas. But this riddle is the clue to what that announcement is. Do you have any idea what this riddle is? Chat, give me your guesses as well.
Let me read it real quick here.
Okay.
I didn't see this beforehand. I wasn't made aware of a riddle.
Yeah, it's a surprise. You're not supposed to know.
Can you read it out loud for the class?
What drops and ripples purple streams to make the fishes twitch? Where watchers watch and players play in picture perfect pitch. In battle, spreads and jumps and booms to bring a titan down. In rest, like fireworks. Tada, rewards to be around. Is this Twitch drops?
I don't know. We're
man.
gonna have to find out when the announcement
idea.
happens.
I thought you were the wordsmith. Like, you're so elegant with your tweets.
We don't
You come
have
up with the
answer for you.
craziest
I just wanted to
captions.
know if you know.
When do I find out if I'm right or wrong?
We're gonna find out before match 6 today in America, so you don't have to wait that long. All right.
All right.
Our players are actually almost ready to get into our first match of the day. Greek, we would keep you all day if we could, but we have to say goodbye for now. So thank you so much for giving us a little bit of your time here today.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
We're going to say goodbye to Greek for now and get prepared to get into match number 1. Tiff, Jamerson, let's dive into our America's action.
Get us in. Get us in. What a fun top of show. I'm so happy we got to talk to Greek there, Jamerson, but we're going back to Olympus. And those matches, wildly enough, this morning were just insane. We started out, we had an Oasis ending. So then I think looking at this draft is going to be really telling, right? You were talking about the Buckle Boys getting down. Hey, they're kicking things off in Oasis.
Yeah, I mean, we had what, Oasis, Summers, and Terminal was our final one. So we got a good mixture of the map. But taking a look at this map draft, like I said, Purple Slushy is going to have a difficult go of things because they have so many teams that are going to look to get aggressive around them. JDG right behind them, BB, of course, Buckle Boys over at Oasis, GK. So we know that this is already a meta where you need to be fast, you need to rotate very early on. We'll see if Purple Slushy can pick up the pace for that, but we're on board with DINOS, which is a squad that we did really want to highlight. Because there are so many stakes, we had to talk about all of our teams on the bubble, but DINOS have been having an amazing split.
Yeah, they truly have. You're right. We didn't even mention them, but they were the winners of match day 6, which was the last times we saw B versus C. So they took the entire day with 40 kills, AG Global's right behind them, as well as Purple Slushy and a couple other teams. But we do have an interview where we chatted with Chaos prior to this, so I'd love to hear what he's got to say.
After getting fourth in for POQ, I believe, we wanted to win. We were going to make sure next year we're going to win, and we're going to do everything it takes. Last year we didn't scrim, we barely scrimmed at all, and now we're like scrimming every day and taking it really serious. We just want to win everything. Right now our goal is to beat NIP right now, and for regional finals, just also win that first.
That's pretty sick though, Jamerson. I think the difference is, like, if you have the capabilities to participate in scrims every single day that they're happening and level up just like you're hearing, it's really nice to see the difference paying off for them, right? Last year not scrimming, this year scrimming, we're getting match day wins, but will they take down NIP?
Yeah, it's been honestly a pretty impressive journey from for them, right? Coming out from CC, making it into Split 2, and then just disappearing with the middle of the pack. And it's easy to do, of course, here in Americas. But now they've turned it around. This second go around in Pro League, they have made names for themselves. They're making everyone notice them at this point. Speaking of noticing things, hey, we got the map, and it is going to be pulling over towards the southwest side. You can see a lot of teams in dark right now. And we have about half the squads already here. So this is the kind of pace we're looking at when we talk about early rotations into zone.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Also, we'll see if that birthday buff is actually something that is to be had for the Falcons on your screen. All really low as they're situated, trying to stuff themselves into that next circle. And we found ourselves relatively separated. You can see we've got one just on the other side of the structure and two of the Falcons kind of running together. They'll reunite across the way. But for DINOS, maybe hearing for them, wanting to see how the scrims were paying off.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Not good.
Do you notice how many people have been sniping here today? Like, we know that that's always something that people bring out, but there's a lot of longbow and G7s, plus a little bit of Kraber mixed in for EMEA. But bro just got bodied, and there was a charge rifle in the mix again. Yeah.
Longbow, triple take, the long range options are insane for this split. And honestly, you need it just to keep teams at bay, especially when so many players are trying to run, or so many squads are trying to play center zone as early as possible. That's what you need. It's about that transition to the late game, though, making sure that you do have a fallback weapon to, follow up with your Re45s or whatever, what have you. But I think, the unsung hero for a lot of these squads has been these long range weapons. The nice thing is, as well, while Hemlock has fallen a little bit out of favor, it's still there in play as a great mid to long range weapon. Also, if you need to, in the close range. But right now, I do love the sniper gameplay that we've been seeing out of almost all of our squads.
I do too, honestly. And for some of the players that have just been locking in for the old reliable wingman, pairing up the R99, but crazy Thieves, I feel like we just saw a little rift blade there. The team dipped out, and crazy Thieves is like, it's fine, I'm here.
Yeah, HE Global didn't quite connect with that Valve Q and decided, yeah, we're not taking this fight. And they nope out in the nopiest way you can, taking the phase driver all the way up to Rift here. So Crazy Thieves, of course, going to be a little bit slower on the rotate, and they'll take their time just to make sure everyone's going to be sitting on purples once they do get in. Luckily for them, where this is ending over at Doc, over at Hydro, we'll see where this one ends up pulling. They're not working their way through major chokes, so they should be relatively fine to be able to walk this one in.
Oh, okay. Well, Keon dropped and knocked here. I was curious to see if we're getting yet again another crypto ban. To be fair, it was really, really close. It was an 18 crypto in the lobby versus 17 Axel. So I'm expecting like a very aggro style of gameplay. Now, when you think back to EMEA just early on for match number 1, I feel like we were already down to 12 teams at this point in match number 1 because everyone was inting. For now, we have a bit of a ceasefire, right? We're kind of respecting the cause with only one team that has fallen so far. We saw it happen. It was DINOS and just got caught out. But the other teams, we're all getting into that next circle. And Godlike, I think they're trying to gatekeep AG Global.
It was kind of funny how in EMEA, the games were almost reversed, right? Like match 1 felt like match 6. And then at the end, when there were concrete goals and stakes on the line, everything slowed down in game number 6, I would say overall. But here, also a difference you're going to see is that the pace of the games, with Axel being very much more prominent, it was a quick adoption of Axel as a legend and into legend compositions for Americas. No surprises here whatsoever that she almost dethroned Crypto as the first ban. I mean, he's been consistently getting banned across all of our region in games, game number 1, but it's surprising that it was actually this close.
Definitely. Well, Crazy Thieves have moved on from kind of gatekeeping the terminal area as they have to set their sights onto the next circle. And as they do, JD Gaming, a relatively late rotation because basically from where they started, it just caused them kicking things off in Stabilizer. Now, we'll see EMPs being invested. And Jen Burton, Phony, and Verholst are going to have to find themselves getting shields back on. We know what, basically, we talked to Naughty last week and how much faith he has in Shubi and floating. And with all the damage they're putting on, stunning Crazy Thieves up, the swing comes in from Gent. But so far, it's looking to be the way of JD Gaming.
Oh, things were looking good for Crazy Thieves. They connected with one kickstart, but now it's gone back and forth. Verholst brings it down to a 1v1, but it's floating. The menace of this group will finish them off. JD Gaming showing off how well their aggression pays off. And honestly, there were a few moments in that fight that could have gone a lot better for Crazy Thieves. I think opening up, we saw a lot of missed shots there for Jen Burn, kind of uncharacteristic, especially when you have someone caught on the climb up there. But JD Gaming will go ahead and clear that one out, make it a lot easier for them to walk in. We do have a lot of estate side open, and as a scan is there, it's going to be AG Global moving in. But ultimately, we have that pull over towards Dockyard. This is what most people were expecting. The teams that did have the priority, of course, like Buckle Boys, GK, Purple Slushy Team, Falcons, instantly make their way on over there. While we have a pretty large pileup, and we're going to add on to that congestion there on the south side. You can see Gamblers and Flat looking to try and rotate from that side of the zone.
Yeah, and Zest best actually start in hydroponics, which is really interesting because if you immediately see people rotating in, you kind of call it and you say, all right, we need to be in this vicinity, right? Well, then the pop goes north, so you're going to have to fight your way through it. And with teams at your back, it's going to really shift your play style. So we'll see, but another EMP drops down. A Civian, Big Louie, and Q over there for the boys. Nano in the mix as well. And we're all just like kind of trying to take those angles. I love that Civian's trying to set the path for Gamblers here. But out of it's got to stay up here and set falls. And the Big Louie, we're trying to drop him down so Civian can hit the trade. But it's a 1v1. That triple take's going to have to slam him, but it's not going to work. Oh my God.
Oh,
No.
The third party, though. We'll see if they can close the gap on them. I mean, Axel's abound, but it looks like Flat will get that full reset for themselves. Looks like it was just one player of Nice Guys from long range that were poking and prodding at them. So Flat should be more than safe here. They have multiple ways to try and go in. They don't have to focus on getting in from the south side. They can wrap a little bit more towards the east. And now for AG Global, who have worked their way in. At this point, they've got a team to their north. Looks like being smack dab in the middle of the southern teams and the northern teams. It can be a little bit difficult. At least they have that Valkyrie to reposition with this baby comp.
And they're foregoing with baby comp, they're foregoing the Axel or the crypto gameplay. And considering there was 18, 19 picks for each of those respectively, like we are just saying we are the team that's not playing that. We are the defensive area of things.
I believe 2 teams running the baby comp early on, and why not, right? Especially when we have the high priority on the Axel and the high priority on the crypto. We're not seeing as many of the Mad Maggies. In fact, I believe we only have one Maggie in the lobby here. So you try to get as much mileage as you can out of that composition, and it should translate into something good for them at the very least, having that extra utility for themselves. The big question, though, of course, is that Axel. You're going to have to deal with a lot of kickstarts, so we don't know how effective the bubble will be, but the simple fact that you don't have as many Watsons here, that defensive bombardment can be huge for teams like AG along with Godlike.
Yeah, I was going to say Godlike definitely locking that in too. So kind of keeping tabs on where they are. AG Global's in the mix. They've got the next circle. JD Gaming's going to have to fight from Estates. I'm still curious how Godlike and Flat are going to navigate their route in for the players that have Valk and have those. You just got to wait and see. And Falcons Hal said, hey, can I win Pro League on my birthday? Well, we're investing and we're headed straight for AG Global. A couple of nades being threaded through the door. And even though you're playing a hyper defensive comp, those nades are eating you alive.
Like, wait, I'm cooking? It turns around on that fight. But you can see that the bubble goes down. You got the bubble res. All gamers global will stay alive. And that's the baby comp. That's what it does. You can eat 5 arc stars but somehow stay alive and maintain a position in the center of the zone. By the way, AG were able to get so deep in with that skyward dive and then recover there. So unfortunately for Falcons, they just weren't able to finish that off. I mean, if you're running a Maggie, you know, a couple of riot drills right there could have been a difference maker.
We saw Prestis do it in EMEA, setting damage records. Half of it, according to the stats, were done by the riot drill. Purple Slushy elsewhere going to make a full reset, and Flat as well, running, nitro gliding away.
Oh boy, this is going to be a difficult fight.
Oh yeah, 100% is.
Just
Zest
as a
fest.
2-man running in with the zone as well. They've got nice guys to their back. You saw Sang just gliding across, but they didn't notice them. They turned back in time, and they got a knock onto knocked.
Oh no, the punishment is real, and they're just gonna set their sights forward. But the chaos is here, full on Nano. Big Louie's down, and Q is just gonna have to hold on through the chaos. If you're gonna leave your Axel player, he does a little turn and burn, and Sang goes down.
Oh boy, that's
God.
nice guys and Flat going down. Unreal Nightmares will get some of these death boxes at least for themselves. A number of fights here going on across the map as most of our teams that were in hydroponics are now making their move on up over. At this point though, it's a difficult move. We still have like 5-6 teams caught up on the south side, but here on the north, well, in the northeast over at Estates, there's a fight between JD Gaming and HUSS going for that res back in the center of the zone. Looks like Falcons are making their move. They're able to get underneath AG Global.
That was so crazy. We'll check back in with JD Gaming because they're going to hit a reset and they'll be just fine. But for GK, you're right. They 100% are trying to figure out a way yet again to unseat AG Global. We did have Godlike fall in rotation, HBM as well. Shopify Rebellion, we did just lose out of them. So down to 11 squads over for this next circle. Plenty of spaces to play until you have to think about how you're going to get there. In JD Gaming, it's an uphill battle. So they have to take the zip or they have to walk up, and you're going to have people staring at you if there were people watching this area, which really, honestly, Jamerson, not too much.
Yeah, you got plenty of ways in here. It's going to be an easy walkthrough for the most part, and of course, with the addition of that crypto, you'll have plenty of info. Buckle Boys full sending it here as the slide in comes out from Crew Buckle. You're not going very far with that Ultra Q and Zest Fest to get knocked out. Buckle Boys clear out that north side of the map. Now they'll only have to deal and contend with GK Esports on the next walk-in. Here's Rock Esports though, trying to deal with the traffic on the southwest side of the map. They've got JD Gaming on the other side of this wall, and they always have to kind of be wary of teams filling in from behind them. You got Men of Culture, Revival, Unreal Nightmare that can pounce on this third party. Rock is going to go ahead and back away for Purple Slushy. It's been, is this Mr. Ose or Rosie? Oh no. Can he climb up?
Oh, I don't know.
How is he alive?
I never find myself down there, but how? He's just gonna be like, I'll end it now. I'm sorry, I see you struggling there, and don't worry, I will take that KP. It's my birthday.
Yeah, that's the most insane wall climb I've ever seen. I didn't know you could do that. Here's Rock, though, trying to deal with the traffic on the south side. They have alleviated some of the pressure, but it's now JD Gaming trying to get on top of them. Crypto drone has been cleared. They don't have to worry about the EMP, especially when Cersei has a say of things. JDG falls to the wayside, and it's just Cersei to clean up the whole squad.
Oh my God, the utter breakdown is real. Now, mind you, Naughty was tweeting we have a chance to jump up to first in Pro League today for Americas, but that was, I'm not gonna say that was bad by JD Gaming by any means. I'm gonna say that was dang good from Cersei's POV. Like the way he just positioned himself to isolate each and every one of those players was pretty next level.
I also just love this weapon meta, seeing the Re45, Hemlock, Wingman. It's just so much. Now here's Buckle Boys making their move. They don't want to deal with GK, so they're going to swerve on over. Let's go ahead and listen in with them as they make their way into the next zone.
My right side, hold right. Right here on me.
I'm batting.
I'm dead.
I just got EMP'd.
One died. We need
I'm on
hold them up. Right here, there's the camera right here.
behind
These
the
two
spot.
too. Get them killed.
I'm dead.
Let's chill right here.
Can you grab
I have
banner?
Moby, but I don't drone yet.
Just keep spin.
I
Just
got
spin.
the spin.
Get inside us. Bro, fuck my life,
six.
dude.
This one is so
6 with 3.
Nah, we should.
Didn't want to deal with Godlike, but finds GK instead and not going to make it to the next circle. Rock Esports here. We see Vaxel on downs going under some significant fire, and they're trying to hold on. We deny the kickstart and hold on to see another big into the portal. We go in the swing onto Rockin'. That's crazy. Knock drops him.
Yeah, we're down to our final 4 squads right now. Unreal Nightmare trying to send it on to GK. With dropped already gone, they're fighting a man down. That's going to be another one. Keon falls as well, knocked in a 1v3. Not much to do here. Unreal Nightmare will clean that up. 14 Falcons and All Gamers Global, though. The kickstart into the air, but they'll be able to bubbles down. Imperial Howl tries to go for that climb up, but the EMP is going to slow him down. There's Gilderson with the peaks, takes one down as Yanya trades on back. Falcons in a 2v2, but All Gamers Global try to turtle up. And luckily, because of the reset on the other side for Unreal Nightmares, Team Falcons will be given a lifeline here to try and go for the reset, but there's the EMP.
And now you see the push coming in. Hal is still down, but I love that Guild gets the barrel to block the door. Still, Rails answering back with some of the gas traps himself, and they are turtled up behind the wall, just looking for angles. Rails, no shields. And it's the exact same fight that we just witnessed the Falcons take on AG Global. This time, Unreal Nightmares goes, the tables have turned.
Yeah, just shooting fish in a barrel or falcons in a barrel, I guess. I don't know how you get them in there. Well, they put themselves in there at that point on the reset. So Unreal Nightmare are able to utilize the aggression and the speed of that Axel to go from one fight to the next and make it clean and decisive. So for a squad currently in 30th place, you know, this is still a great win for them at the very least to try and finish off this split strong.
Yeah, I mean, look, you have to put yourself in the right spot, make sure the timing is good. You see the crypto EMP come out. The timing is enough that they don't even allow Hal to get picked back up and reset for the next engagement. But you know for a fact when Falcons take that fight against AG Global, they're anticipating that third party immediately. So the decision to not necessarily play for the win, but play for the kills there and hope that you can turn it around quick enough to get the win as well is probably what they were aiming for. Regardless, 19 points for Unreal Nightmare, and Falcons with second place still grab 17. Stellar day. Stellar game. Not even a day yet, bro, but it has been a good one.
Yeah. So, you know, again, great showing out of Unreal Nightmare. We did see a lot of traffic there on the south side of the zone. It continued to pull, the ring did, to that western edge, and it was a difficult gauntlet to run through, but they're able to manage that. We'll see now with the crypto gone, how much that affects the team fighting when we get into the later games here on, when it comes to, the team fighting on Olympus, because we saw the teams really being able to utilize that crypto drone extremely well, but with it going out so early, now you're not going to have the same kind of information, the EMP to start off the fights, and so that's where the team fighting prowess for a lot of our squads is going to get challenged once you don't have that crypto.
I mean, definitely a massive game for Unreal Nightmare and a nice start for the birthday boy for Team Falcons there in second place. But I also kind of want to take a look at the other side of the table, because for me, the first two teams that went out early were really surprising. I mean, DINOS first and then into Crazy Thieves, and definitely not what we were expecting, I think, for these squads. Specifically, I want to talk about Crazy Thieves a little bit. A team that's already guaranteed a spot in regional finals, right? But looking to absolutely improve their performance here so far, because they're looking towards qualifying to EWC. They want to be at LAN, Jamerson.
Yeah, I mean, of course, there were just so many things that were out of their hands throughout this split. Hitting Gen so late in after you've already played, what, 2/3 of your games, and then not being able to really practice as well. So it was, the deck was already stacked against them. But I like that, you know, Phony still is keeping his head up strong, and he has some choice words for any doubters at this point, and I'm not going to doubt Phony. I do understand the struggles that they have to go through, but it is still a difficult journey to try and secure that spot for themselves.
Yeah, honestly, and you know, I know I'm not the only one saying that. We know how good of a team they are and can be. It's okay to enter a slump, and Monsoon kind of, you know, really echoing that same sentiment here, replying to Phony's tweet that he put out last week saying, you know, you guys are undeniably some of the best players on one of the best teams. If people talk some smack, it's because they're painfully ignorant on the process of how Apex Esports works. And honestly, like Tiff, we've seen all of our good teams go through a little bit of a lull. This is not like it's something that Crazy Thieves can't bounce back from, you know?
Yeah, we're also not in the same era that we were in when you had like the TSM and Dark Zero dominance like years ago, right? Once we enter into the phase of legend bans and all of these different POI draft things, we're kind of changing so much about the game that it's flexibility, that good teams will have bad days and teams that aren't doing so hot are going to be phenomenal, right? It just really, as long as you look at your match series set and you just take it game by game and you can reset that mental and like block out all of like the crap that you see online and just deal with your job, because that's the hard part, right? You're clocking in, day out, and playing so much Apex Legends that you just have to show up and know that you are really good at what you do.
100%. I mean, I got to play with Verholst in Bolo's Apex Legends tournament the other day, and I was kind of talking to him about, you know, what's going to happen today. Of course, you know, at the time was what's going to happen on Sunday. And he was like, you know, I don't know, like we really just need to go nuclear in order to feel comfortable in this split. And I think that they are capable of doing that. The first game, it can always be slow for some of our teams. This does not mean that this is an indication of how the series is going to go. And like I said, they are already guaranteed for regional finals. That's the first step. That's the first hurdle they needed to kind of get over. And now they really just need to kind of put their focus towards LAN. So we'll see if any of our squads are able to bounce back after game number one or continue the success that they found in game number one, as we get to take a look now at our Pro League standings and see what that has done. And the one thing we need to pay attention to, because it's already changed, Jamerson, is the bubbles. 19th and 20th were full 11 and elite. And Unreal Nightmare has already moved up just a little bit after that insane match number one.
Now it's up to Purple Slushy to try and make it up there. You can see they are tied with Elite and full 11. So they don't even have to have that great of the day. I didn't really think about how close the points were actually at the end of the day. And so being tied with the teams on the bubble, that's absolutely insane.
I mean, I think it just means that, you know, things are going to get even more heated as we continue throughout the series, Tiff, because the points really are that close.
They are, and I would hate coming in 19th and 20th place and just having to, like, it's really funny when you see people that have like already played, or they're like, I'm hate watching today. It's like, I get it, like, you know, and it's like you're preying on downfalls. Of course, like everyone's like friends, right? And you do want people to succeed, but also you're like, but dang it, bro, like I don't want to fall out of the top 20. I really want to not get relegated and have to deal with PLQs. And if that's something you have to do, bro, lock it in for split 2. Like, fight the gauntlet, do as some of our teams do. And honestly, full 11, they impressed me on day one. It's been a fun journey kind of witnessing their split one. So even if they have to get relegated, which hopefully they don't, but they could if Purple Slushy goes crazy. I don't know how many they'll drop down. Probably not enough. They'll be fine.
I mean, I get it. I get it. I get the hate watching. I get preying on the other team's downfalls. And we'll have to see if Purple Slushy is able to bounce just above into that 20th spot here after match number 2, because our players are ready. We're getting straight back into the action. And once again, without crypto, guys.
Without crypto, Jamer said. Now, we did lose out crypto first in EMEA as well. And I think right after that, things changed. We started breaking down Newcastle and Watson, and I'm really curious if the same thing kind of happens here in Americas.
Yeah, it's, again, so difficult to tell because the quality of scrims isn't a great, because of the quality of the scrims aren't a good indicator of what our teams are going to play like, right? The mind games are here. I think particularly here for NA, because we are on Olympus and we are already seeing a massive adoption of the Axel. She might be next on the chopping block. Taking a look at our compositions, though, that might not be quite the case. We do have a few teams actually swapping on over towards the baby comp. And speaking of, here's Crazy Thieves picking it up themselves.
Well, you gotta think, AG Global and Godlike played it in match number 1. AG Global moves into pretty much endgame win condition right off the rip, and we saw Falcons fight that earlier. So Crazy Thieves adopting that legend composition is really nice. I know Phony has some words about it, so I'd love to hear.
Just over time, as an IGO, it doesn't even have to specifically be designed, but over time as an IGO, like once mistakes start piling on, it kind of takes a toll on you, and you start to have some sort of doubt. And all you do is need some sort of reassurance on the type of player you are, and obviously a good support system.
Ooh, interesting, Jamerson. I mean, we were kind of hitting on that, right? Like, this is your job, kind of clocking in, keeping the mental healthy.
And that is a massive part of this game. I mean, we've seen already in this split a decent amount of crash outs, not gonna lie, by a few of our players that are currently in this lobby. So keeping that mental is important. That's one of the things I do look towards when I am watching scrims a lot of the times. Sure, scrims are great to see how a team's playing on whatever composition, but I am looking towards the mental. I am looking towards the emotional kind of intelligence out of a lot of our teams and a lot of our IGLs, and how they maintain that level-headedness for themselves. So I'm glad that, he's at least aware of it and keeps that intact. Here's Nice Guys, though, on the hunt for a player. Who is this on the other side? It's All Gamers Global. Here's the kickstart. Niesel getting chased down, but let's get away from it for now. But he gets naded on back and saying we'll no longer be able to chase. It's Cody, though, here to back him up.
That was actually a pretty well-placed nade. We throw a thermite as well. You've got the mobile cube, but look who's on the other side. We even break out the wall slam to defend yourself from Nice Guys, and it opens the door for Shopify Rebellion to move in and absolutely decimate you. Men of Culture elsewhere also down to a solo here, but at least it's their Wraith player who is legit yeeting themselves on some fellow Axel Qs.
Interesting amount of fighting taking place here for the move. We can see why. It's a pretty hard pull over towards the eastern side of the zone as ring 1 is closing up here. But I wasn't expecting some of these squads to be taking the fights that they did. Over here at Rift, it looks like AG Global were able to make their way on out, take that Rift portal. But they might be running into, well, it's Men of Culture, the other rat. So he's going to nope out of this one.
We're going to be ships passing in the night. You're going to recognize me like, I see your struggle. I too am struggling. Good luck on your journey.
Yeah, I'm just going to go literally to the other side of the map. From Rift all the way to Dockyard.
You know what? Sometimes you got to do just that. And I think Men of Culture is eating into Rift, which is going to be like a warning signal for Godlike to full send potentially, because they're going to see one player come out of it.
They think he's back, he came back. But no, it's a different player, it's a different rat. But he does end up getting out of there. For Shopify Rebellion, though, they are able to make the pretty easy rotate for themselves, getting all the way over towards Summers. But, this is kind of a split in that area between Summers and Grow Towers. So I like that they are a little bit more central on this zone for themselves, so they will have the opportunity to make the moves. Of course, having that Axel still in play, the Nitro Gate will be more than enough for them to rotate if we get that northern pole over towards Grow Towers. In the meantime, Men of Culture did end up getting hunted down. Godlike picking that one up, and AG Global get their reset. Purple Slushy on the edges here. Are they gonna get knocked up? No, it's Keon from behind, and just like that, GK Esports. This was the big worry I had for Purple Slushy coming into this series. They just have so many teams who are ready to fight them, and GK Global was one of them.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, watching that kickstart come straight for you is actually scary, right? Like, you start franticing and you're shooting that instead of the team that is running up in your face. So it's a really good distraction tactic. And that's really unfortunate that Purple Slushy could not fend that off, but that just goes to show you the amount of ways that people are approaching fights utilizing Axel, and it's been really interesting for Buckle Boys. However, we still need to kind of get into the circle. If we hedge our bets and say like this spot is where we could see the circle pop back to, because we've seen it kind of lean straight into Summers University, but this one's also still pulled slightly out, that it could kind of throw down and go towards the other way, maybe near HBM.
Interestingly enough, Buckle Boys send one on over to Rift to get a quick scout over at that area, and they do have the option to just take the Rift and utilize both the scans that they have access to over there. So this is kind of an interesting kind of middle of the way point for them to play. Also, of course, playing the gatekeeper here for teams that might be late rotating in from the northwest side, like AG Global, like JD Gaming. They're currently working their way towards Hammond, towards this area, but for Buckle Boys, it looks like they might be gearing up to start rotating in, especially once the zone closes.
See, that's kind of what I was talking about. So I'm really glad we're looking at this. A lot of people hedge their bet that it goes Summers, but since we're situated further out, we see that pop, and where I thought it would go maybe a little more towards HBM, we're actually leaning towards where Rocky Sports and Falcons are. And I will say the Falcons zone calling for Olympus has looked really good, because mind you, they were fighting AG Global for win condition positioning right off the rip. They couldn't get into AG Global because they had the baby comp and they were really holding them off. But to see Falcons dead center of that next ring just goes to show you that Hal's tweet for his birthday win on Pro League, so far so good.
Birthday gifted the zone over here at Grow Towers. It goes right on top of them. They don't have to make a cross map rotate all the way over to Dockyard. Yeah, this is pretty nice. They were already able to secure that second place in game number one. Now they're in prime position, center zone there, to try and go back to back or even get the win.
Ooh, Buckle Boys doing another phase driver gameplay as well. They sent another one back in and they resurfaced back to where they are. For JD Gaming, relatively early exit for them in match number one. They did have a really nice fight against Crazy Thieves, but kind of locking down their positioning is going to be just on the outside of where HBM is. Now, I don't love holding down these small buildings. I'm not gonna lie. They are not fun to fight in any way, shape, or form.
I think they have a decent read, though, because we are not, because there aren't that many Mad Maggies, right? I think that's the big thing when you play the bike depots about dealing with holding these positions. But as I say that, oh my goodness, they're getting sent. Yeah, but like when you don't have to deal with the riot drills, it's a lot easier to hold. For DINOS, though, making this rotate in, they're going to go down here in 17th place. Very unfortunate rotate in for them as they get caught out by JDG. And yeah, they might have just tried to force the issue there. Unfortunately, didn't have to try to rush in, but JDG were ready for it. For HBM, they're going to be able to recover Spurtsy, as they are another one of these squads that are stuck here on the southwest side of the zone. They need to walk in. They don't have the next ring scan. They don't know quite how far they need to go, but they'll know in about 40 more seconds that this is not the space for them. They're going to have to rotate in for the next zone. And unfortunately, you've got so many teams already in Grow Towers, in the two main towers that have really good sight lines all around them.
Yeah, Shopify Rebellion, a good look at them over at Summers University. I'm okay with them being down here. They're going to get that next pull information and see where they have to go. They're already kind of pinging long distance wise of the rotation, like, hey, we want to kind of carve out this way. So I'd love to hear their comms going into this one.
No, it's not free. I just completely lied to you guys.
I think someone said men's camp back here, by the way. There might be another team up in.
I think we're gonna look for the left play, guys, because it's just gonna be so. In worst case, we kill this team, okay? Like, our biggest worry is a team sitting here. If there's a team sitting here, I think we just get a gen either back here or against this right here, okay?
Yeah.
Because they're not gonna be able to like break our gen.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm gonna listen. Koi, can you come to me? Can you come to me? I want to start scouting.
You want to read console or no?
Wait, I look
Yeah,
at you want to leave this spinners out.
I'm sure you have someone watch the left for me.
Yeah, listen. I need to go scout that spot, okay?
Alright, when do you guys need to watch the left wrap? Console.
Watch left shot or left route.
Going. Okay.
Look zone.
Yeah. That's the play, guys. That's the play. Alright, okay, listen though. We need to care getting wrapped.
Come here.
Oh, what is...
Do you want me to carry the right wrap or left wrap?
Hold on. Just keep holding left. Hold left.
Koi, can you watch left?
There's a team stuck here, bro.
Going to scout.
Shopify Rebellion trying to figure out how they want to get in. They note that they've got Revival and Flat ahead of them. It's just too congested to try and play the southeast side of the zone. And so now they're jockeying for position. They've sent one player out there. It's going to be Zainu going out towards that fence line to get an early spot for them. And that was the right call. Great calls coming out from Shopify Rebellion to make this next zone rotation for themselves. They're going to have to deal with AG Global coming in pretty late behind them. It's going to be a Valkyrie, probably Skyward Dive that'll get them in. But Shopify Rebellion have that crossfire set up to try and shoot them out of the sky.
Oh, Buckle Boys getting mixy over here on this Grow Tower. It's tough, right? You're trying to hold off on the angles. Ooh. You're diving up behind pylons, and instead Jay gets knocked. Waltzy with a Kraber. Gent with a longbow. What's next? I feel like I'm playing Clue here over in Grow Towers.
This is no fun. Imperial Hal. Okay, kickstart from 100 meters. We'll see if it connects onto anything. I guess you might as well. You're still in center zone, and luckily for Falcons, their tower is still on in. JDG, though, facing off against Shopify Rebellion here, and we were talking about JDG taking the bike depot early on, and it's great if there aren't that many Maggies. Guess what? We got Shopify Rebellion here with the Maggie.
And HBM is about to follow and throw down. And the circle bouncing back, it's so vital they go for that position. And Flat on the other side of things, really running into some issues. They got Big Louie last alive, but we saw in EMEA how prevalent using the knockdown shield to block a doorway is. Yeah.
Just ate his riot drill there. Now he's got to deal with Alter Q on the other side of this one. He's just waiting for the cooldown. 8 more seconds on the next drill. You still have to worry that the Alter at any point can come on out. There's the challenge. Did he do any damage? A lot of confusion. Riley Mechanic almost got lost in the sauce there. But he will secure the fight for his squad at the very least. But oh my God, was that close.
I'm really living for all these knockdown doorway fights, but back to Crazy Thieves we go. The pull comes through. We have to go all the way towards the other side, towards the bike depots, in which I was basically saying, JD Gaming, I hate this positioning. And now if you hold it, you can potentially put yourself in endgame. Zest Best, on the other hand, down to just a solo amongst the chaos of Grow Towers. And Falcons, on the other hand, we know there's a Kraber and Waltzy, so we don't want to peek out through here. And they know where you are. I mean, we're seer attacking all day for you.
Yeah, we got 2 seers here, and it looks like both of them have their eyes set on him. Let's see, where's Unreal Nightmare? No, that is just Falcons. That's only Falcons doing that to him right now. But Johnny did find a little corner there to survive at the very least, but you got GK not too far off. Team Falcons know he is there, but they're not going to want to give up their tower for this. They're into the next zone, and speaking of zone, and get a look at it, it will be pulling away from the towers into the open ground here in just a moment, where Shopify Rebellion and JD Gaming are set up.
That is going to be one of the craziest fights, because they both know they need their space for the end game. but they don't want to necessarily coexist, but we're not willing to throw with HBM Revival on our backs. So until then, it's all about focusing what's happening on the other side and for the teams that need to get there. Godlike across from CRT with Falcons playing Overwatch, and Rock is in a different grow tower as well. You mentioned Unreal Nightmare, especially after their win in match number 1. How are we going to get there? We're nitro gating through the air. It's feeling crazy Nitro Circus-like.
Oh, Huntsman ends up falling. Falcons in a fight of their own up against GK, as we have 3-4 teams kind of stacked on top of this tower right now. Huntsman instantly gets thirsted there, so it's going to be up to Rails and Davis Wave to keep them in this game. They've got a minute to try and recover that death box, but they're not going to have the space. There's the pressure now coming out from Rock Esports, going for the peaks. They get cracked. Saucer and Circe do, so now it's Vaxlon tagging in to apply some pressure onto them. It'll just force Unreal Nightmare back.
Ooh. There's Yanya. Takes some good angles at Vax. Forces them back up towards the Jenny. And now it's just the layer cake action. AG Global, Rockies, where it's Unreal Nightmare, the trading of blows, but you always have to get back up towards your high ground, watch the stairs, make sure you fence it off. We trap it up and they just push anyways. Unreal Nightmare eliminated, and now Sauce has to deal with AG Global. The lower level has made it to the top, and it's a multiple effect there straight on to Rock Esports. I will say AG Global is so good at keeping fights off of their space and just taking it from other people.
You're allowed to do that when you got the big boys, right? Go for the resets, get them right back on their feet, get right back into the fight. Here's Falcons, though. They've got a relatively clear path to try and walk this one in. They do have Revival on the southeast side, trying to keep them at bay. But with the Nitro Gate, they're going to work their way on in. Here's Godlike finishing off Cruel Buckle, the last member of Buckle Boys there, finishing them all off. Slam comes in, but not in time to keep MT up. Luckily, though, Slayer's on that new castle as the defensive bombardment goes down. And does he go down to his own? No, he does not. It's going to be multiple layered on top of each other here as Godlike trying their best to survive here. Slayer will be the next focus of attention as Jets gets shot out of the sky. Godlike will fall, bringing us now down to our 7 squads.
Team Falcons getting Guild back on in, and JD Gaming is focusing forward. AG Global between a bubble and a hard place, and Falcons down to literally Guild, who they just brought back.
See, All Gamers Global, though, have to deal with multiple squads around them, and they've utilized a lot of their defensive measures here. So without a clear back, they can't quite punish Falcons, who are looking for that reset. And I think they might be able to get it.
Floating, an absolute menace with an infinite ammo G7 Scout. AG Global down. Into the top 5 we go. Falcons are trying their best to recover and take down crazy Thieves with Shopify Rebellion and floating at their backs. But now, this is still looking like a good game. The fact that Team Falcons are doubling down and making it to endgame as well is really nice. But here is another push. And the Maggie drill is eating.
They're able to get to up to a full 3, but you can see pressure coming out from Revival there. Imperial Hal survives. He's got 5 seconds to top himself off, but unfortunately he's going to eat these riot drills coming out. Shopify Rebellion with the Maggie pick has gotten so much value.
We're farming, and now you also have the Valks queuing your location. Revivals moving in just ahead and staring exactly at your positioning. Falcons are not going to survive this push, and they are going to keep getting pressured. But Revival walking out is allowing Shopify Rebellion to focus straight on them. They should walk away with a ton of kills here.
Riot Drill, we've got the ball ready to go. JDG have already lost out on their Gibraltar, though, so they're not going to have to use that to take it out, as Shopify Rebellion will help clean up JD Gaming. It's their final squads left, and it's Shopify Rebellion with a great move out from that bike depot. The Mad Maggie coming in incalculably valuable for them. Great game for SR.
5,500 damage for Shopify Rebellion in this game. 13 kills. Koi alone having 9 of them. It's just insanity. The Mad Maggie is so solid in every one of these engagements, and that positioning, all those walls, that was a legitimate Mad Maggie playground.
Yeah, the nice thing was, remember, we saw that JD Gaming were playing the other side of the Bike Depot up against Shopify Rebellion because of the simple presence of that Mad Maggie, of the riot drills. It forced JD Gaming to play on the outside of the Bike Depot instead of inside, leaving them a lot more vulnerable to getting shot from other squads around the area. That's why JD Gaming got easily bullied out of that spot. They move up to the north side. It made a lot of congestion there that allowed Shopify Rebellion to basically control the entire south side of that zone. And so once you have that kind of space to work with, and especially with the legend composition that we have, it was very easy for them to control basically half the final zone and of course just choke out the rest of the squads.
Honestly, not bad for Revival. Also in that end game, right? They kind of move out straight in front of where the Falcons are positioned, right in the open arms of Shopify Rebellion, but they get 18 total points. JD Gaming at 17 and Falcons 11. We go to the series results, and after that win, Shopify Rebellion moves up 12 spots. Revival, second place, gives them up 7 spots. But right now, it's Falcons on top, but not by much. We're still really close after 2 games.
Yeah, Falcons, Shopify, JD Gaming, all within 2 points of each other right now, and it could go either way. And the thing is, Team Falcons, this is off the back of a 2nd place, and then now here, a 4th place finish. So it's admirable that Shopify Rebellion and JD Gaming are right basically neck and neck with them.
Right, and you start kind of thinking about what that's going to look for basically our series results and how that's going to tune in. But who knows, guys, right? Because you can always watch Apex Legends your way thanks to Multiview. Make sure you guys visit algs.ea.com to go ahead and set things up. You can do telestrators, you can pull it all up and kind of organize, follow your favorite players. It's also available for multiple regions now, APAC included. So if you're an APAC North enjoyer, you love Zeta and keeping tabs on UKF and seeing kind of their dominance alongside Unlimit ahead of EWC, make sure you go check out Multiview. It's been super fun, especially if you're doing watch parties on Twitch. Huge shout out to the community, is always throwing down for that.
Yeah, always love the amount of tools that we have to utilize, especially when we're trying to get prepped and ready. So I'm so glad that we have a very functional, very intuitive design when it comes to the Multiview.
Yeah, same. Honestly, I might go check it out and see if we got some watch partiers after this break. Of course, we'll get more into the Apex Legends dive for Americas.
We'll see what happens. Here we go, game 3. Chad, how we feeling off those games, baby, huh? How we... games to play. It's going to be 6 games, man. 6 games guaranteed tonight. Regional finals next week, bro, is match points. So we can go as many games as you guys need, or they need, or as many as we want. Because we put the influence, bro, down for regional finals, man. That's how it goes. Oh, yeah, dude. Prestis went insane. So Prestis broke the world record today, by the way, for those who don't know. He broke the world record for most damage in a game in an ALGS match, and he broke the record for highest damage differential. He dropped 4.862k damage, so pretty much 5k damage. Broke the world record. That record now has been broken 2 times or 3 times in this fucking split, which is crazy, like literally insane. Zuni broke it one of the weeks of EMEA. Then Mike broke Zuni's record, and then Prestis broke Mike's record. So that's 3 now different people holding that world record for most damage in an LGS game. And then Zuni broke the damage differential world record. And then Mike broke his damage differential record. And then Prestis broke the damage diff record. So literally world records 3 times being broken. Fucking insane, dude. Literally nuts. Literally insane. What was the damage? 4.862K or something like that. I think it was like that. And then he had a 4,003 damage differential. And I think Mike had 4,002. So I think he broke the damage diff record by 1 damage. Literally 1. All on Mad Maggie, by the way. All 3 of those players on Mad Maggie. 2 of them being on M&K. Zuni and Prestis. Crazy, though. Lock on in. Here we go, man. Let's do this shit. Game number 3. Last one on Olympus. Before we watch the better map, that's for sure. I mean, get me the fuck off this shit. You guys know me, man. Get me out of this. Put me on Storm Point immediately for 3 games. Especially for EMEA today. The EMEA games on Storm Point were heaters, dude. Heaters. Yeah, I mean, I think right now you have to be a Mad Maggie to actually break that damage record. Unless you're just dropping 16,000 shots of a longbow and hitting headies the whole way through. I don't think it actually is possible. I think you literally have to fucking play Maggie to make this work. All right, we'll see if CRT makes this work, bro, and makes shit shake a little bit. Who knows, man? Lock on in. Game 3. Some squads right now on the chopping block. HUSS and CRT not doing too hot to start the setup. And they might not make fucking EWC, and I leave it all on the line going into regionals. Who knows what happens? Who knows what's going to go down? 4 games left. Let's do it. Yeah, Godlike 2 not doing good. I don't know what the hell's wrong with them. I don't
Those ride drills one more time.
Yeah, actually, Mad Maggie is so good on Olympus. She truly is, and I would not be shocked if people are like, all right, if we don't have Axel, this is going to be my comfort space. And if you have like a populated end game, let's say we go out towards Power Grid or something crazy, that realm, this is going to be interesting because think of all the Mad Maggies that are going to make that just so difficult to play inside. They're going to be like, you want baby comp? Okay, bye.
We're starting things actually here with DINOS, which is kind of perfect because I did want to talk about them a little bit. We saw something similar happen in EMEA where our top teams were struggling in the first few matches of the day. We're seeing the same thing happen for DINOS here as, you know, they started the first match down at the bottom, looking for a little bit of an uptick out of them now. And they are a team that when they do finally find that rhythm, they are terrifying.
Well, I love that you're talking about that because they have an interesting play style, and I know we talked to Chaos specifically about that.
Yeah, we just like fighting, so I kind of like the season 29 change. Kind of brings out like the fighting out of every team. I like it, you know, it's more fighting. Unfortunately for Pro League, it kind of brings the quality down, but as a Pro League team, you just gotta like overcome it and just gotta learn how it is. For us, we kind of like to int and like troll and fight everything, so we do like Axel, especially with the Fuse. We're like the team, we like to try everything. Well, Future does.
Well, Future does. He likes to try everything. Okay, well, Axel's banned here. And I will say the Alter Mad Maggie Watson really lends into the aggro playstyle they're talking about.
And we were getting an opportunity.
Yeah, we're going to the Rift. Lovely that Men of Culture is running Watson right now. So they drop down, hit the ring console. They know that they have to stay in Rift. So what they do is they pop back up on top, and they've got the survey beacon up there that they're kind of gatekeeping from other teams that could potentially access that. Not too many, right? But still, Crazy Thieves showing up. Purple Slushy Revival also making quick rotations because there's not a lot of places I'm like thinking about. Like there's Rift, you have the 3 circle buildings, you've got the bridge on the right side, you have top Rift, you can play underneath it, but there's still multiple circle buildings up there. So curious to see who's going to try to claim what, but it's going to be between Crazy Thieves and Men of Culture at the top.
Well, you also, you know, saw Purple Slushy making their move over in that direction, but apparently that move did not go well for them. Down to just Pluto Reality, who is not getting out of there alive, and Purple Slushy go out much earlier than they would have liked.
Yeah, that's tough, right? Because Full 11 and Elite NA were on the bubble, right? 19th and 20th, sitting, trying to qualify for regional finals, but they're not playing here today. So if you're trying to hold on to that, teams like Purple Slushy and Revival that are just on the outside of that, and when I say literally the outside, they're tied at 45 points as it currently stands.
Yeah, it's definitely going to make it just a tad bit more difficult for Purple Slushy, but still plenty of time to regain. Meanwhile, Nice Guys moving in, trying to see if they can maybe do a little bit of damage here in Terminal. And they are on the hunt.
Oh, they definitely are. And Knock just gets caught out right there. Sang and Cody definitely doing a little bit of dance themselves. We lose out on the shield. Sang really low. The pylon must go down here, start fencing throughout. And if we can hold off this push from Obsidian by shredding their plates, Sang back up and immediately prioritizing getting Knock back on his feet.
You know, I don't hate the attempts at the aggression because they did it in almost as safe a way as possible. You do see AGG flying in right behind them now, though, so the timing could work against them. Sang is taking some damage, trying to find some space to play, and it's not working out well. AGG are trying to chase this down. Nice Guys do get eliminated, and will they continue AGG to follow up and get some more KP after this?
Yeah, gamblers at this point are potentially going to fall to the hands of AG Global. The third parties are everywhere. Even though Axel's banned, we still have Valk flying straight into people. The Electrified Dome is down, and elsewhere, we're continuing the chaos. JD Gaming had some nice fights throughout our first couple of matches and are looking to take first place in Pro League, but we need a solid 6-game series out of them. And with Shubi being the last standing member, he dips. Rock Esports coming in for the third party. They recognize it and they say, we have to get out.
Yeah, Buckle Boys now stuck in the middle of this. You can see them trying to dip and see if they can maybe get out alive, but Rock Esports is hunting down Cruel Buckle. He will not make it out. Cersei takes a lot of damage, though, and instantly
It's an overextension.
Yeah, that was bad. That was rough. That was rough.
He's just like, I just see straight death. See 1v3s JD Gaming in match number 1. He's like, I can do it again, okay? And he full sends. Now Cersei getting picked back up. Buckle Boys getting picked apart. And now this is where JD Gaming is likely going to re-stabilize back in their home ground of Stabilizer.
I think Buckle Boys did get out with a solo, though, so it's potentially an opportunity for them to reset and get back up as AGG just continue their tear, trying to push these fights on to anyone in their way. Gamblers is fully out after they were able to initially escape from AGG, but AGG did not let them get away at the end of it all. And now they kind of own all of the space near them. I mean, AGG is looking like they are here to just steamroll through everybody today.
Yeah, they're fighting incredibly confidently. And when you think about where they are, like, we're solid, but we're in 10th place. And you want to stay inside that top to qualify for split one playoffs. So knowing that you've got Flat underneath you, Nemesis who's not playing here, so they're not necessarily going to jump you, but Godlike definitely has the capability to do that. And a couple of teams could make that play, and you still have to realize there's another day in play with regional finals because you're locked into regional finals. So we're kind of practicing for the future at this point.
I love what we're seeing out of them. I think that it is important to, if you have just that little bit of safety, to really push yourselves and see what you can do with your aggression. We even heard it when you were talking about the clips from DINOS, like, you know, they also like to int. And I think that this meta is a little bit more aggro at times. And so if you can really nail down, especially these early game fights, and start off with some early game KP, it's going to be beneficial in the long run. And we could see AG Global doing exactly that as we get another look at the ring where all of our teams have decided to move into. Unreal Nightmare here out on the western edge of things as they start to try and get closer to where the circle's going to be pulling. They have so much space right now, but they are also chasing down that solo. I believe that's a Buckle Boys solo, if I'm not mistaken.
Buckle Boys disappears. It's Jay into the turbine. Now you keep on going. You literally have an iron sight sentinel that was at your back. So just keep on going. You dive, you duck, you try to find a safe space to get your homies back. Oh, HUSS is down to a solo too.
What? What did we miss?
Phase driver towards the left side of the map. Bye, Jelly. Hopefully the getaway is going to be there for you.
No one is in the area and nobody's in Estates either, so Jelly might be able to make their way through and get the squad back up. But I don't know what happened there. And as we jump into another fight, Flat's eliminated.
They are. Buckle Boys get Cruel Buckle back, so that's great. I will say JD Gaming has side quested into Stabilizer, goes down to Oasis, finally gets the whole team back, and can now focus on their journey back to Rift. We're AG Global now, top of Hammond Labs. This gives them space to decide, like, hey, like, of course, we're gonna have to Valkyrie out of here, but like, where are we going to go? Through Gravity Engine? Do we go northbound? But they've got time. Buckle Boys do not.
Oh, I mean, Jay did his best to get the squad back up, but Unreal Nightmare and Godlike are waiting somehow in the exact same area, and it just does not end up working out for Buckle Boys. It's tough. I mean, they'll still be able to survive for a little bit here with the duo, but after all that work from Jay, it just feels cruel.
Justice for Jay. It's like so hard out there already to make regains in Pro League, and to watch them go on such a journey to make that happen. Yes, it will be difficult, but Kuzma and Cruel Buckle, they're on your map. Definitely gonna hold down over here. For Godlike, sure. We're deciding, do we carve up through Fight Night and go through? Do we run through Turbine? We've got Unreal Nightmare there, but it seems as if this is going to be our journey.
I mean, it'll give them a little bit more info. They'll have a little bit more breathing room as they continue on their rotation here, and hopefully will work out in their favor, taking this additional time here in the ring, as they will continue moving on through Fight Night. Like we were hoping, Jelly survives, somehow avoids everybody, and is able to fully respawn HUSS, so they'll be back up to a trio.
Oh my God. And Hammond, though, like,
gotta do what you gotta do.
At this point, you run underneath Turbine throughout. You take the fight against Unreal Nightmare, who's going to be chilling. Nah, I don't know. We'll see where they decide to go. We check in with Buckle Boys. Looks like they're hitting a respawn to get Jay back into the game if we can. Godlike finally breaching through Fight Night. JD Gaming have actually rotated further north, where they're kind of neighboring Rock Esports, so I'd imagine they're going to be taking shots at each other. But where that circle pulls, Shopify Rebellion likely going to be playing for Endgame as well as GK.
Great spots out of them. We'll eventually have to see what Men of Culture and Crazy Thieves do, as they all have to move in from that northeastern side of the ring, and we get to see what JD Gaming are now going to be deciding, pushing in from this western side. So let's hop into a quick listen in with them and see how they want to handle finding a new position.
I need one bat for Infinite.
Yep, just like the other day. I'm holding left. You guys get space right.
But the medic belt should be a bat, I think. Yeah, there is. Okay. 2 bats here.
For the bat set? I'm not. We're still holding the spot. Just be careful.
Yeah, I'm sure. It's the Watson anchoring, which means they're not going to come for our spot.
Okay.
They're just going to wrap it up.
Heard it.
Okay, I'm headed.
We're in here, funny. You probably TP right here on me.
Yeah, is there a team on the other side of the wall here? I see somebody actually. They're gonna play that.
Okay, well, we gotta hold them out. Come here.
I need that TP down.
Okay.
I have it down. Not the best part, but it's had it down.
Yellow. Do you have Q floating? We're gonna have to fight this team, I think. Queuing one time.
Yeah, I do have Q. I'm gonna go Verse over. Let's see your team.
I have another Q. Maybe we can Q on this guy. Hold on.
Alright, 170. I might keep it up and go that dude.
Should we have to fight this team?
Yeah, Seer has blue. I can knock down nades. I'm looking for a drill right side.
I'm waiting for double Q. Yeah. It's gonna take a while.
30 on nade, or 30 on drill.
I have 1 Q. No one's on height yet. I dodged.
100 banger on one.
Okay.
We could probably go.
I have Cyril. Yeah, I'm gonna Cyril.
Can we?
I think
I'm gonna back.
Jumping down.
Coming.
I hit one.
I'm baiting. Heard him swinging the Cyril. Kill Cyril. I'm dying now. I die.
One more. Hold it. Take the TP if there's one. We have a TP down. Just take the TP. Just take the TP.
Go. Right here. They're on TP.
Okay.
Right here.
They're inting. What do you mean? Go. TP.
Go now.
Come on. Take my pedal. Take it.
One holding our TP.
No, they're gonna take it, probably.
It's the building team, 30. Just chill. Just chill now. They're TPing out. They're TPing back. Go to the spot. No, they canceled. They canceled. I lied. They canceled. They're gonna push you.
Yeah, that's fine. I saw them shooting from our next.
Okay. Started off super good there, Glitter. Like super good on the comms, really consistent. The fight onto Unreal Nightmare, but that third party, Naughty says, take the TP. They're inting, and I feel like Shubi was like, I think I could maybe wait a half a second, and it costs that timing that he needed for the bat.
That was rough. That was rough. It was well played on behalf of Rock, though. Able to capitalize on that, get the KP, and now we get to check in with Team Falcons, see how the game has been treating them. Nice shots out of Guild here as they're able to force away AG Global, give themselves a little bit of breathing room. You can see that AG Global really took a lot of damage for it, and they decide they're going back in.
Oh my God.
Get the res.
You know what? We bubble, we stick the res. We bubble and res, and that's what you have to do right on the face of HBM, who's underneath you. So, gonna be fun to see how they hold down, because this is towards the next circle, but you can see the team across the way, Godlike, anchored down at the top, gives them a perfect angle to fire everything they have at AG Global, and now they are gone.
That was rough. They did a really good job trying to make the best of a bad situation. Falcons are eliminated in the kill feed, and we're watching Crazy Thieves just be down to Phony right now, able to escape on the Wraith, but they have been trying to deal with this fight between them and Men of Culture the whole time. Zest tried to third party. They now die as a result of that, and Crazy Thieves are able to escape.
Down behind the 2 knockdowns. Nice nade to help with stands. You can focus on hitting the reses. Now, Men of Culture, mind you, they start here at Rift, and they have held since the beginning. And they would like to keep doing so, but you hear the ticks, and you want to eat off that. So immediately tries to get there, but has to shoot out the Watson fence and falls. Dinos have fallen as well.
Might be able to get Phony back up if Jen and Burrows can move in safely and give themselves a little bit of space. Great wrecking ball out of Jem Burton, able to create a little bit of space and hopefully give them a little bit more time. That knockdown shield is trying to save them, and it forces Jen away.
And plays forward. And we get picked apart down to Verholst, a Skynade. We are getting just absolutely shredded. The ticking is there. He tries to get a shield back, but Hambino finishes Crazy Thieves off. Men of Culture straight to join them as well, back to the lobby. This is a brutal endgame.
Yeah, they almost survived such a rough spot to be playing out of too. That's gonna hurt just a little bit. Meanwhile, Shopify has been hanging out in here, fenced up on the inside, just kind of vibing.
Rock Esports, though, also trying to vibe. Not getting to vibe. They wanna just chill, okay? But there's riot drills, there's bubbles, they got a pylon. HUSS isn't gonna make it in here. Shopify Rebellion trying to move as well. And honestly, you might as well capitalize on the absolute mess that is occurring. Revival and HBM fighting in the neighboring circle building.
This is tough. You can see Revival trying to stay alive, but there's just a lot of angles that other teams can take on them. And as the ring is collapsing, they're forced into a tiny sliver of space. This is rough.
I mean, look, HBM is literally turtled up beneath them. They've got the Watson fence down, and we're definitely gonna have to move first, so that's gonna be the costly thing. But the other neighboring circle building has Godlike, GK, and Rock Esports in it. Shopify Rebellion's across the way. You can see what kind of angle they're working with. A little nervous that we're gonna have to really use that RE45 because he's got 5 bullets for his longbow.
But also, no one's looking at Shopify right now because there's so much chaos happening in each of these circular buildings that they can't even worry about the teams outside. Revival are just trying to live right now. HBM are eliminated, so great job on behalf of Revival to now own this for just a few seconds longer, because something similar is likely to happen with GK, Godlike, and Rock Esports very soon.
and live they do. But now we have to decide to move and what that's going to look like, because all of the altar portals are making this fight insane. The Maggie Ball shreds through the dome, and now everyone is just pointing. GK has fallen to the top 4. We go, but here comes the next challenger. Shopify Rebellion looks to clean things up. The knock on to Vaxlon comes through, and Zap just barricades in with the L-Star. They go to the high ground, though, so a fencing is to occur.
I'm not gonna lie, that was a little bit earlier than I thought Shopify was going to move in. Maybe they thought they were gonna have an easier third-party opportunity there to try and finish whoever was left after that fight, but now they are in it. They are in the trenches, and Revival are the team on the outside looking to see if they can maybe get a little bit of an angle here.
Okay. I mean, look, this is now Revival's chance to move in. It's just going to come down to what they decide to do underneath. Does like Shopify Rebellion not come out at all and just take angles through the window? Godlike is going to stare at Revival if they peek out too far, and MT just wants to invest the defensive bombardment. Yeets right one on their face. Okay, bots and pylon down. Super nice.
That's going to be huge for Revival, making sure that that was completely wasted on behalf of Godlike. So that's going to be massive. They've got a nice angle to hide behind this rock as well. And you can see that Godlike want to try and go for it, because this could be the only opportunity to get this KP.
And they're down. They're looking through a wall, and they're trying to connect with them. Revival has 12 kills right now and are looking so good. Down goes another defensive bombardment out from the inside of the bubble, but it's down. And look at Shopify Rebellion. They leave the building, and they get eviscerated. It's Godlike and Revival for the final.
What an amazing job of defending their position on behalf of Revival. Godlike have now moved up on the high ground, and still Revival are absolutely shredding through them. I mean, Godlike with the turnaround there at the end. We need to talk about this, Tiff, because Godlike wins match 4 after what looked like so much wasted utility, because it wasn't getting the payoff that they were hoping for. And when they move down, they're able to use the wall and the shield long enough to completely turn the tides in their favor.
Yes, and this is why, because there's just a difference here, right? You've got Godlike that's locked in with the Valk Gibby Newcastle. Then you have Revival, who's playing the Alter Watson Mad Maggie. So Mad Maggie can ball and take down the domes, which honestly, I don't even know if we saw the ball in play there towards the end. It was really the Watson pylons that did so much for Revival against MT, who's on the Gibby, when he was constantly throwing those defensive bombardments. Now, it's all about getting in there and breaking that pylon so they can make sure they do the most. Regardless, they grab 8 kills, they get 20 points, but Revival with their 13 kills grabbed 22. That was a phenomenal game from Revival, who were on the bubble, right? That's the best part. They were on the bubble. We need our bubble teams to do good. Godlike's chilling in 13th place. They're W. The one thing they're working on is making sure that they're advancing onto EWC, and that's great. But Revival needs the chance to even fight for that match point regional finals advancement.
Oh, really, really good job. Cool under pressure. Like, Godlike just handled a lot of that chaos really well. I mean, I was watching Shopify. Zainu tried to get an off angle for Shopify to see if he could maybe pick off somebody from Revival on the other side. It doesn't pay off. As soon as Shopify started falling, Revival kind of really capitalized on that to at least clear out Shopify, and it was just the perfect time for Godlike to move into the God spot at the end of all of that and clear out the squad for the win. They jump up 6 places as a result, but Revival's very strong performance puts them now at the top of our leaderboard, Tiff.
That's what I'm saying. Also, I totally forgot about Shopify Rebellion there at the end game. I knew they took the lower level, but like, it was all Godlike, all Revival, all Riley, right? Riley walks away with 8 kills. January gets 4, like, a solid performance out of them. It looked so cohesive. Talk about a fun end game right there to wrap up Olympus.
You know, I feel like we're getting a very similar situation to what we saw in EMEA, where everybody came to play, especially our bubble squads, and they are doing their best to make sure they are no longer on the bubble. Like you said, that's it for Olympus, which means it's also time for our halftime show. We're gonna have a special guest, Rose from Nightmare Scrims will be joining us, and we'll be chatting all things Scrims and CC. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Red Bull is giving wings to the ALGS and the Apex community.
In just a little bit, man. Unfucking believable. Now, we are going to wait. There's a little bit of a halftime break. In the meantime, bro, let's give away some Apex codes, yeah? How the fuck we feeling about that? Let's do it, baby. Let's give away some Apex codes here for Wing Nation, man. I'm going to give away a good amount. Let's see. What can we watch? How many can we give away, bro? We got... How many can we give away here? One sec. Let me just double check, bro, with the MEA. What we give away here, too, real quick. I think we're going to give away... we have a lot of people in here, bro. We have like 20,000 people between the two streams. Holy fuck. Hell yeah, appreciate y'all. What did I do? Kenji, what was the last one I gave you? Let me see. It was... Okay. The B one. Got it. Okay. B. And that was a... What was that? B. Okay. And what was the last one I gave you? That was the 4,300, though. B4 for 21, and this is going to be this one. That was the last one I gave you for 4,100, 4,300. That was OU2 coach. Okay. Yes, Kenji, I know. For 2,100, I owe you 2. I'll give you room right now. We gave away, I think, 2,100 ones in EMEA, not 43. Was it 43 or 2,100? Do you remember, Kenji? If I gave away for EMEA, I think it was maybe 4,300, I think. Can't remember. I know you'll remember better than me because you're the GOAT. That's just how it operates. That's why you're literally the GOAT meal. It was 43. Okay, cool. So let me just double check what we got for this one, too. Do you remember the last 4,300 code I gave you? Do you remember the last one was, the first digits of it? So I can recognize this Twitter DM shit is devastating for this, bro. I need like a spreadsheet next time. Once I chat, it's not the giveaway not starting yet. Actually, fuck it, bro. Start spamming. We'll do this. We'll start the giveaway now whilst I figure this out. There's no reason not to. Lock it on in, man. Get locked and loaded. Spam Nice Wig Nation on both YouTube and Twitch. Shout out to YouTube chat as well. Love you guys, bro. Last one. Okay, I think that was a 2,100, though, that I gave you. The last one I gave you, that was 43. Start spamming Nice Wig Nation, man. Get it going if you want to apply to get in, man, for 4,300 Apex tokens. Goat meal. It was 5,300. Okay, I'm going to give away 3 4,300 Apex tokens. 3 4,300s. Wait, no. Wait, not three. Wait. Lied. Wait, not 3. We're going to give you away maybe 2. Maybe 2. It might be 2. Yeah, it's going to be, okay. We're going to give away 1 4,300, and then I'm going to give away 2 2,100 codes. So 1 4,300. This is on the EA application. You can redeem it on the website if need be as well, okay? So this is going to be for the 4,300. Spam right now. You guys got a minute. Get it. That's the ones for EMEA I just sent you, Kenji. Love you. I'm going to give you all a minute, man, to log on in. All you have to do, bro, again, is literally just hit Nice Week Nation in the chat, both on YouTube and Twitch. Alrighty. Let's do it. And then we're giving away 2 or 3 2,100 codes. So you got 1 4,300, which is a banger, and then 3 2,100s, which is low-key kind of tough. I kind of fuck with that. Kenji, the next one I'm going to send you is NA here. All right? And then I'm going to give you, and then I'll give you the rest of these too. The last one you sent me was B. Okay. And then this is going to be 3. These are going to be the 3 2,100s. So we'll give away 4 codes today, right now. W. Hell yeah, bro. Sick, nasty, legitness. All right. Go. 18 seconds left, man. 18 seconds left. Oh, wait, never mind. We got to restart it. It didn't log the users. Faucetbot bugged. We got to go again. A minute. Go. Keep spamming, motherfuckers. Keep spamming. You want these coins. Get it. YouTube and Twitch. Spam. I want to give a huge shout out to everyone being here, too, by the way. 45 seconds left. All you need to do is type it once. But if you want to do it more for good vibes and maybe good luck, then do it. Why not? Fuck it. All right? Dude, we have 20,000 y'all between 2 different streams, by the way. 4,000 y'all basically on YouTube and 15K of y'all literally on Twitch. Thank y'all so much for being here today. Hope you're enjoying the streams, man. You guys fucking rock, genuinely. Cy Strober, released the Prime. Matt 2 6 to 3 months. CC Falls with the 39, bro. Flowski with the 22, bro. CMFK with the 6 months, bro. PKT Cheesehead with the 13 months. Stark Vanilla, thanks for the 2 months, man. Vogue, thanks for the 6 months. Mole, thanks for the 10 months, dude. Send more snacks, 22 months. You guys have 20 seconds, not even, actually. Never mind, I lied. 12 seconds. Burry King, 8, bro. That guy, 20. Thank you, man. Sly, thanks for the sub, bro. Ben's hits those at 29, bro. Zeal with the 30, with the 8 months. And Wakeful with 8 months, bro. Jay Henry, thank you, man. Ratchet Rave, thank you, man. Achu, and there we go. All right. Get it. The first winner, again, you are going to win. If you were on YouTube and you win, if you win on YouTube, you need to go to my Discord if you're on YouTube. Again, obviously, you have a higher chance of winning on Twitch right now. A person on Twitch winning because there's 20,000 of y'all in here on Twitch or 50,000 of y'all. So don't be mad at me if YouTube people didn't win. I'm trying my best out here, all right? Lock on in. First one right now. We have a lot of entries. Holy fuck. That's a lot of people. First one, you're going to win a 4,300 Apex coin pack. Again, if you were on Twitch and you win, you need to have your DMs open. If your DMs are not open, that's GG's. It's not my fault. That's your fault. You're not going to get the codes. Go to your privacy settings and change that shit. Lady Kenjin will be DMing you in the next 12 hours, probably a little bit faster. All right, winner number one for 4,300 Apex tokens is going to be the Doge Fox. The Doge Fox. Hey, recent follower, low-key fuck with the vibes. Welcome to the stream, man. That's going to be Doge Fox, bro, getting 4,300. Doge Fox 3, you are the winner. Have your DMs open for Lady Kenji to message you. If you don't have your DMs open and you don't answer, we are not going to keep doing this. You will just not get your tokens. We're keeping it strict over here, man. It's getting ridiculous with a lot of people doing this. All right? We'll lock on in 3 more. Now, for the next 3 that we're going to give away, it's going to be 2,100 Apex coins. 2,100 Apex coins. All right? 2,100. For the next 3, again, this is on the EA app. You have to go on your EA website or your EA application to redeem these codes. You cannot do it on Steam. Ready? 3, 2, 1. First winner for the first 2,100 is, hey, Pappy Patty Cakes. How you fucking darn, bud? Pappy, you're now the winner, bro, of 2,100 for the first code. The second code winner for the 2,100 is going to be Shred RX, following since 2020. Oh my God, bro. You've been here for 6 years now. You're the GOAT, dude. Shred RRX or Shred_RX. You win code number 2. Hell fucking yeah. That's 2,100. And the last winner for right now, we'll do more giveaways after Game 5. After Game 5, we'll do more for YouTube and Twitch. And it's going to be over on Holy Schmidt. It's a great name, dude. Holy Schmidt. That is going to be, you are the winner. 2,100 Apex tokens going to your account, man. Congratulations, dude. That is the giveaway for right now. We'll do more codes after this. Also, never mind. I just got more. We're going to do more. Joseph from Respawn just sent me more codes for 6,700 tokens. We're doing 3 more. 3 more. Joseph, this is for 6,000. We're doing 3 more. All right, for 6,700. Shout out Joseph Goatmeal. Kenji, I'm going to text you the 6,700 ones right now, too. Holy fuck, 6-7. All righty. Now, the winner of the first 6,700 is going to be, let's see, bro. Let's see. Hey, dude, Honey Dragon 44. You just won 6,700 Apex coins, man. Congratulations. Have your DMs open. If they're not open, we're not going to chase you down. You got to have your DMs open here, man. All right? First winner, second winner of the 6,700 is going to be Dovakin 393. Dovakin 393. You are the second winner. Congratulations, man. Just won 6,700 Apex coins. That's low-key kind of a lot. You might get an heirloom off this shit. Let's hope. Hopefully y'all get an heirloom, man. Shout out Joseph, bro. Joseph, I love you so much, dude. And then the last winner for right now, we'll do more after this. Don't forget, way more after this. Don't forget, way more after this. We're going to have, hey, OSO_TX. OSO_TX. You are the winner for another 6,700 Apex tokens. Congratulations to all the winners. Have your DMs open on Twitch. And then, man, on YouTube, because you guys didn't win one out of all these codes, I'm going to go through the viewer list right now, close my eyes, and choose somebody for the YouTube. All right? Just because I feel bad for y'all. It's pretty hard to win when there's so many people on the Twitch one, all right? One sec. Go through the viewer list, close my eyes, and scroll, just because I guarantee a YouTube viewer getting it. And it's going to be Win Sin, man. Yin Sin 2001. You won another 6,700, brother. And this is for YouTube, Kenji. Hell yeah. Make sure you have your DMs open. If you just went on YouTube, bro, go to Discord and join. We'll lock on in. We have 3 games left over on Storm Point. More giveaways after Game 5. Can we get some W's in the chat for Joseph from Respawn and EA doing this for us? Man, listen, I hit him up and I was like, yo, give me some coins if that's okay to create some hype for this weekend, dude. I want to make sure we give back to the community because you guys have been here so fucking frequently throughout the whole way. And, bro, listen, man, he gave me so many coins. What an absolute fucking beast. I love you, Joseph. Thanks, man. Shout out to you. You're literally the man. And lock on in, bro. We got games 4, 5, and 6. Last 3 on fucking Storm Point. Let's do this shit, man. Let's do it, baby. My God. Let's do it. Let's do it. Hell yeah. I'll run the ads now.
Senta, fica, bom garoto. Tudo que
with the 25. Sir Altitude, thanks for the 6 months. Sispo, bro, thanks for the Prime for 2, man. Unbox Game with the Prime. Joe Toast, the Prime for 23 months with the go, bro. Appreciate you, King. Thank you for being here, man. I appreciate all y'all hanging the fuck on out, being here for the stream. If I missed any subs today, just know I still fuck with y'all heavily. Just a little bit busy, obviously, with all the chats going on. Now, chat, before we lock on in for these last 3 games, I want y'all to give some predictions in to the chat right now as to what's going to happen for this leaderboard. All right? What do you guys think? Do you think Revival holds on and takes first place? Do you think SR consistently plays good? Give me some predictions in the chat. I'm going to read some of them off, bro, and actually see if I agree with them or disagree with them moving in through the last half of these matches. Again, this is now the final 3 matches of the America's regular season Split 1 Pro League for Year 6 LGS. This is big, dude. This is big. I mean, we're finally seeing the top 20 squads actually make EWC, or potentially make EWC, but make regional finals. 10 teams are not playing next week. This is big, dude. You don't make regionals, you don't make land. It's that simple. So top 20 at the bare minimum needs to be where you're at moving forward. All right, I'm seeing some good ones. Godlike top 3. I think a little bounce back for Godlike is going to make sense too. I think Storm Point's going to be really good for teams that rotate, so I think Godlike will definitely benefit from this as well, 100%. I mean, I think Falcons will probably do really good on Storm Point. I really like the legend bands as well for Falcons moving into the last 3 games, in my personal opinion. I think it's going to benefit them a ton. Hey, Bugger Boys, turn up. Count me in, dude. I love to see the Bugger Boys do good. I love those guys. Those guys are good dudes. Good kids. JDG wins CRT top 7. I hope you're right, brother. For my mental health. Yeah. So right now, I'm not looking to do too good for CRT. I mean, a couple tough zones as well for CRT, though. A couple bad swings and a couple bad fucking pulls. But regardless, it's no excuses moving forward. What up, Panda? How you doing, bud? Good to see you, man. Falcons punching the way through. I mean, I could definitely see Falcons playing really good again these next 3 games. I think the legend bands helped them out. I think obviously Hal is a disgusting IGL on Storm Point. I mean, I think he's better on Storm Point than Olympus. So we'll see what goes on, man. Yeah, I mean, GK would be great to see do good here too. I mean, again, the squads that need to do good is GK, Godlike, ROC, CRT, and HUSS. They're kind of all in the middle of the pack right now. ROC is doing the best out of the squads that need to do good. Actually, never mind. SR's in second. So SR is doing a very, very good job. Big fan. Big fan. All right, Kenji, I'm looking. The winner was Yinsin, 2001. That's who it is. Right there. I just typed it to you, Kenji. Love you. Love you, big dog. All right, where do we think game number 5 or game number 4 end game goes to? What POI are we ending on? We had a Rift. We had not Rift. We had a Wall Zone today for EMEA. We had a Cascade Falls end game today for EMEA. I think personally, bro, we're going Barometer game 1. I think we go Borrow game 1. And again, for the POIs here, starting up right now in the Good Luck Have Fun, for our POIs, look what the draft is looking like here for B versus C. Going into Storm Point for 3 games. Majority of teams, 19 teams, prioed their Storm Point draft pick. That is very important to understand. We got Shopify at Zeus. We got Slushy at Lightning. GK at Wall. Flat at Outpost North. We got Gamblers at North Pads. We might have a little flat Gamblers beef happening on the north side of the map. We got Unreal Nightmare at Checkpoint. AGG at Down Beast. Buckle Boys at Command. We got JDG at Stormcatcher. DINOS at Cascade Falls. HBM at Mill. Us at Cedo. ROC at Forbidden. Crazy Thieves at Launchpad. Godlike at Pylon. This is a stacked area right now. Team Falcons devastated Coast. We got Nice Guys, Echo, Men of Culture, and Coastal Camp Revival at Barometer, and Zest Fest over at Cenote. Like I just said, 19 teams prioritize their Storm Point draft for the second half of these matches. We are now watching the final 3 games for some of these teams that don't make regional finals. This is the end of the regular season. Lock the fuck on in, and we'll see what happens here in game number fucking 4. I love y'all, chat. They gotta be. I gotta go pee real quick. 1 sec. Oh, I gotta urinate so bad, bro.
They make some changes, they bring in Riley, and you're saying we're at the top on the day? So far, I mean, we still have 3 more matches to go, and as we look towards Storm Point, everything can change. But if you hold on to that, you're just like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, here's on we're on board with Godlike, our winners for match number 3, Tiffany. And you know, they started off with the baby comp really early on, and this time around it might go to the wayside because we have, I think, 12 teams running the baby comp here. Don't know quite exactly where we are in total Legends overall, but I think because we do have a Valk and a Newcastle on AG, but they're playing the Rampart instead, might make the difference maker here in terms of tiebreaker for the ban.
I haven't seen a Barrow Zone in a minute when I've been casting, and let me just tell you, Revival is like, we are good. We're top after all Olympus, and now you're telling me I'm getting a circle that pulls straight to my general direction. That's going to be sick, except we have 12 Valks in the lobby, all going to be Valk ulting, looking for some Barrow action. Newcastle's we have 12, and there's 11 Gibbies. So, yeah. There's going to be a lot of Valk ults and defensive bombardments and wall slamming, of course.
Yeah, the issue for Revival is that they don't have the ring console scan, right? So their first indication of the ring pulling towards them is going to be when teams start slamming in. So they need to be ready to take up the strongest building that they can in here in Barometer. The issue is that there are just so many different iterations of circles here. You don't know if it's going to go towards the northwest bridge or the northeast bridge, or if it's going to pull into Barrow proper. So it's going to be a difficult call when you do have the ring ending right on top of you, like it will for Revival.
It's going to be interesting. And the thing is, it's a longer way to get into that Barrow zone for so many of these teams that are quick rotators. Nice Guys, you got Cody on the screen. We're trying to dip and dodge through these bullets that you hear just like whizzing by you. And they do kind of stay healthy for the time being and immediately start putting that pressure back onto the teams throughout. Now it's Men of Culture on the other side. And yeah, I think this is where you start scouting. Hey, do we need to kind of go back towards this area? We know there's teams in Launchpad. We know there's teams in Devastated Coast. And with how quickly people are rotating, there's a good chance we get thrown on.
Oh, HBM trying to take a fight themselves, but it looks like both teams will just go ahead and back away. HUSS took some shield damage, and that's really all about it. Very unfortunate for Nice Guys to get holed up there because Men of Culture, they do have a stronger team fight composition for themselves, and they wanted to take it. But this is one of the slower rotations we're seeing out of most of our teams right now to try and get into the zone. When we were on Olympus, it felt like half the lobby was already in zone by the time the ring started closing up, but teams are definitely taking their time now to rotate in here. We are seeing kind of a split. A few teams have made their way into Barometer. We got Men of Culture down there. But it's DINOS, HBM, AG Global, Zest Fest, and Unreal Nightmare all here on that northwest side of Barometer.
Yeah, and honestly, listening to some of those interviews that we had from Chaos early on, he was talking about how they like to play different legend comps than other people and just taking those aggro fights. And with Mad Maggie still in play alongside the altar, Catalyst is going to lend really well to Stormpoint, of course, with the walls for the coverage on the rotations. We just saw them kind of expend it, right? And we leave the bean area and drop down closer towards Barrow. We can play from here for a bit, and with the wall that will inevitably kind of rotate up, you can even use the Mad Maggie for some of the rotations as well. I think you play here for a bit.
Yeah, I don't think you're under really any pressure to try and move in here. The wall should be enough to get them across the water once we do get there. If it ends up pulling away from them, I do like DINOS have a pretty comfortable spot to respond to wherever the ring pulls more than anything else. And I think what we've been seeing throughout this split is being able to hold those positions where you're able to react to what the ring gives you instead of just locking yourself in center zone like a lot of our teams that are smack dab in the middle of Barometer have done. They have basically committed to being inside there. If it pulls away up towards the north, maybe over towards Bamboo, areas like that, they'll have to fight their way on out, and that'll be their only option to get out.
Ooh, okay. Nice guys back into the mix. Perfections drops Cody with a PK. Knock and Sang together in the electrified bubble. And HBM still in the vicinity. We are all kind of on top of each other throughout these different levels, which is allowing our teams to kind of back away for a moment, re-heal up, and then full send back in. But PK to the face around the corner is Perfection's worst nightmare.
Yeah, didn't have Envy there, didn't have Spurtsy. And unfortunately, it was just 3 people looking at one angle. So that was not a peek you wanted to take for Perfections. We'll see if they can get him back on in. But that was really unfortunate. They were kind of, they thought they had the advantage, but just res after res comes out for Nice Guys who, you know, were kind of struggling to make their way into Barometer. But now they have a very solid position underneath.
Yeah, honestly, super interesting. And well, Purple Slushy, right? We talked about them a lot at the top of the show, and they've kind of been floating under the radar. That's okay, because you still have 3 games to turn things around, and if it has to be right here, I'm okay with that. Flat on the other side, you've got Q down, Big Louie as well. So this is just kind of cleanup for Flat if they can get it, but I think the last player from Flat has already checked out.
Yeah, Purple Slushy were able to avoid a lot of the early fighting, I think, that might have been taking place there on the northeast side. Buckle Boys decided to move much faster into the zone. And I think it was an evac tower that Purple Slushy used early on here to avoid a lot of that. Like you had mentioned, they took a pretty solid fight up against Flat there, so they avoid the possible third party that could have come in for Shopify Rebellion, but as I'm looking on the map, I mean, they are kind of setting up for that fight right now.
Yeah, honestly, Flat got a win on match day 7, but the last time that they played against B versus C, they were outside the top 10. So currently situated in a spot where they would like to kind of get closer towards the top, but we'll see. Hopefully they can hit a regain first and foremost, but a good little rotation here for YME and Spurtsy, trying to get back up to full numbers for HBM as well.
I'm trying to see if there's a crafter in the area for them, but they do have Olive Mill, and I believe there is a crafter over there. So I'll be able to get him back on in, or at the very least go over towards Down Beast. Not too many points of friction for them to deal with that. As you can see, Zest Fest are over there at checkpoint, but they're moving a little bit slow. Taking a look at the next zone, though, it is pulling into Barometer proper, but we had talked about DINOS being in a position where they can flex and respond to wherever this ring pulls. Luckily for them, one of their shuttles is actually into the next zone, so they'll be more than comfortable there for like the next 5 minutes or so. They'll just have to deal with gamblers who are coming out of Cenote Cave, and then eventually that northern pileup that is starting to accumulate. You got Shopify Rebellion, Purple Slushy, even GK Gaming, oddly enough, over there on the northeast side that are chasing after Flat, might be forced to rotate in through Cito Station to try to get down to Barometer.
We're about to witness some crazy mid-game fights. Oh, there's the hunt. Run, Nano, run. Run. And he runs.
Yeah, you give up on this at some point, right? Like,
No,
GK, you
never
don't
back
need
down, never give up.
You don't need this, GK. That's really early bubble just to keep himself safe. But yeah, it looks like GK did give up on that chase. But here we go. SR looking to clear out the north side. It's Shopify Rebellion catching them on that rotate out from checkpoint.
Look, honestly, Shopify Rebellion's had some really good fights here today. Hitting Zest Fest with a rotation. They're in second place overall today. They want to get in check with Revival. It's just a couple of points separating them. Honestly, just one team fight away from matching the top slot. But Revival's got back of zone and are playing hardcore positioning since they spawn in barrel. But Crook with the breach charge grabs Zainu, zap down as well. Hello, purple slushy. I say Shopify Rebellion's fighting good today, and then I see this.
They heard what I had to say. And they're looking to prove a point here as Purple Slushy now on the hunt for Shopify Rebellion. Koi takes to the sky on that grab, but I don't know if he's going to get away. It looks like Crook will not connect with those final shots. Koi stays alive, but for how long at this point?
Oh, I don't know. Hopefully long enough, right? It's not like you're gonna get the death box recovery. We're gonna have to figure out a way, get them crafted back in. You've got plenty of respawns available to you to access, but when you think about getting deeper into the circle, you've got gamblers that are holding kind of the checkpoint right out of there. DINOS has had egg. HBM is running it down straight towards Dino, and Purple Slushies, who chased Shopify Rebellion off, is still rotating in through Bean.
Yeah, this is looking a little tight for Koiful to try and survive. I mean, it was really unfortunate. You open up 3 bins, you don't get any white meds whatsoever. So he's just down to syringes to try and keep his team alive. Gamblers do pull off from holding that angle. So Koi has an opportunity to get away with this res for his squad.
Advent finds Spurtsy there. And the kill feed. And I love that we still have like a relatively easy of access for the people that have found themselves inside that circle. Purple Slushy though, HBM on the other side. We saw what they did to Shopify Rebellion as they get a full double reset. But could they do the same thing to HBM?
Yeah, they do have the angle on them and the heights, but do they have the tools to take this fight right now? Crook gets tagged on his way back on in for Crazy Thieves, taking up a fight, I believe, against Rock. But as we join on board with Godlike, they're making the rotate out here. They've got Zest Fest to their back and kind of mistimed that one, getting a little greedy. They'll be able to get the res. But Zest Fest are looking to try and possibly find something. No, never mind. They're just going to run past.
I'm running past this. Like, I don't care if Godlike is already in shambles. If they emerge from this, like, you're just praying no one is watching this area of the circle. Elsewhere, we talked about all the rotates coming on in, and JD Gaming slams down. We've got the portal above us. So we need a hold here. Got Buckle Boys nearby. 4 enemies detected. Maggie Ball in check, but up to the portal we go. The bubble is down. We yeet it straight onto Unreal Nightmare, and Shuby lets it eat.
Wow. Backed up into the corner right now. Floating charges right on in. JD Gaming with a clean win. No one goes down, so allows them to easily reset for the next one. The third party, I don't know exactly who it was. They tried to get involved, but you can see because they don't get any single knocks, there's no opportunity whatsoever for the third party here. Floating, just fearless in the face of all these squads. Holds the line, gets the knock. That's Kuzme going down.
There's 2 remaining members of the Buckle Boys, and we're just going to try and tear them apart. Mad Maggie is still in play. We were talking about this specifically, and this is exactly what you get for pushing straight onto JD Gaming. Shopify Rebellion. Koi, hello? I saw Dinos fall, Gamblers are down, and Shopify Rebellion was almost down. This time, the solo is Zap.
I didn't see quite what it was, but I believe it was a third party for Shopify Rebellion trying to deal with Gamblers and Dinos there. JD Gaming trying to hold the bridge, but they've got someone stuck in the corner, finishing him off, and there we go. Naughty with the look back. It's going to be Shuby, though, who ends up getting finished off. JD Gaming eliminated there in 15th place. We're down to 14 squads here in this zone.
I feel like that decision hurts, and I don't know if they got aggro on chasing the Buckle Boys because the Falcons moved in, and if they had to extend out and do it. But the Falcons, they take JD Gaming down, they set their sights straight forward on, they get Duke knocked, we get the full, and we are just saying, you know what? It is time. We've been in the top, 3 or 4 finish in match 1, in match 2, and we're going to take this zone.
They're pivoting for the next fight, but it's Crazy Thieves trying to hold on to their position here. We got AG Global just outside. I believe Revival we're peeking out across this one, but they're going to slow things down in the fight so far. As Falcons now coming in for the third party. Powell gets one knock onto East Slopes. That's going to be Zest Fest knocked out. Team Falcons with the birthday buff now. Hambino gets the arbor swap, but it's not enough. Metaculture out. We're down to 10.
Falcons just say, like, we've got this. Hal's like, I'll do it myself. Nah, this is a cohesive effort that we're witnessing, and Hal is legitimately just turning up here for the lobby. Shopify Rebellion, though, still trying to take down Revival at the top. At least 3 kills for them. And it's been a journey, right? Yeah. We see Koi make the ultimate regain. They go down to just Zap. We're back up on our feet. And now we have to contend with Purple Slushy, who put us in this situation in the first place.
It's purples versus purples on this fight, though. And Purple Slushy, they've got the catwall to utilize here to try and cut things up. Team Falcons with another fight. Jelly trades for 1. That's Imperial Hal now going down as Guild swaps on over. That's HUSS getting taken out.
And the reset is in. Let's go into a listen in.
I'm looking. Out the one. Okay. Get as many kills. Get as many kills as you can. I'm trying. Keep looking at the kills. I'm batting on me. I'm batting on me for now. They're still fighting. Got a guy on me. Duck, 100 there, 100 there. Nice. I could have. I think he got hold on. No. I try.
Fuck, man. Like 7 with 12.
That's really good. I mean, that's just our job.
7 with 12. They're already doing the math on how many kills they've got, the placement points, and we just keep going. Shopify Rebellion and HBM are still situated in that area where we just lost Falcons.
Yeah, it's still great pickups at the very least. At the end there, unfortunately, the Newcastle res was just a little bit too much, creating enough distance to get away from him, buying enough time for other squads to finish off the Falcon here. For Shopify Rebellion, they've got HBM in their way on the walk-in, but it's HBM that have a lot more to deal with. Godlike, GK, Esports, both in their way, while Revival and Crazy Thieves have to deal with each other on the south side.
Can we just shout out the fact that Crazy Thieves still in the mix here? We're turning things around. Maybe the first couple of games didn't go our way, but Shopify Rebellion across that, they've looked strong. But I like that Revival is still in the mix because it's at the top of the leaderboard, and it looks like potentially Shopify Rebellion did enough with the kills in order to leapfrog over them. But with Revival still in it, it just takes winning this out again.
Yeah, this comes down to the Trident changes, right? Without the Tridents, you don't see teams being able to make that south side, slow side of the zone rotate with the Tridents. And so Revival just played the bottom of perimeter the whole time. Almost no teams came their way, so they were able to walk in from zone to zone to zone with very little friction, with very few teams getting in their way. But now a lot of movement comes out. We got GK, Godlike, all starting to press forward, and that kind of creates a free path for both Shopify Rebellion and HBM to walk into the zone.
They had a ton of damage coming their way. The attention is definitely there, but we've got a spot. And honestly, you hang out here, you look for angles, especially with that Hemlock. HBM's across the way. You just don't want to get inted by them. And you have to contend with the fact that Revival, Crazy Thieves, Godlike, and GK are all surrounding each other. And this is what it looks like. Electrified bubbles. Godlike's got a wall down as well. Here comes more defensive bombardments. And Crazy Thieves have to extend their own. Yeah. Godlike is being destroyed. Jen's bombardment just ate them. The fact they timed that, as soon as the bubble goes down, he's like, all right, good luck, see ya.
Shopify looking for this angle onto GK. They're backed up into a corner, and that riot drilled this so much. GK can't even answer back finally with the volley out, but that's not going to be enough. Bubble has been utilized here. Unfortunately, Shopify Rebellion can't close the gap. They don't have the Maggie Ball to really capitalize off of that, but you can see GK feeling under pressure. They try to move up into the next bit of coverage as we do have Revival trying to peek out with the bubble of their own. Keon gets that wall down in time to try and stop some of the aggression out here from Shopify Rebellion, but Crazy Thieves turn on to HBM, and with the help of Shopify Rebellion, will knock them out. Now we've got two separate 3v3s taking place. Shopify Rebellion and Crazy Thieves on the north side, GK and Revival possibly to face off there on the south.
Well, this is where you kind of want to make sure that Koi has the Maggie Ball available. You know Gent is locked in on the Gibby. He's taken some members out of HBM with the Gibby ult. He did the same thing prior. So knowing that that is still the potential for it, you want to avoid it. And Shopify Rebellion doesn't have a lot of space. Okay, good. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. We're going to get the Maggie Ball here. And the Riot Drill goes in as they take to the sky.
All right, we'll see where Crazy Thieves end up landing. They know that GK and Revival are right there, but Shopify Rebellion don't give them too much of an opportunity. Here's the first ball out from Koi Full. Doesn't quite connect as another team takes to the sky. This time around, it's going to be GK Esports, and it's just Shopify Rebellion watching all of these teams in the air. Mello gets a knock on to Crazy Thieves. Crazy Thieves will fall on their landing. Shopify Rebellion have GK on top of them, and it's all Revival.
The fact that GK just slams down on Shopify Rebellion, it gives Revival the win. They swarm in so long as they don't scam the Newcastle reset trying to come through with the breach charge. It does the damage, and Revival, they go again. They take the win. They tried to get it in match number 3. They get a second, but this is how you withstand the pressure.
Can you imagine being Shopify Rebellion? Every team you try to get aggressive on just nopes on out of there with the ultimate nope. The Valkyrie ultimate now so fast with that purple perk gets them out of danger, and you're just like, please don't land on me. Just please don't land on me. And then you see another team go for it, and you're just like, oh, there's nothing we can do at this point. Like, someone's gonna int us.
Dude, the fact is, he's like, they're going to take that push against Crazy Thieves. We wait to get the Maggie Ball up. They're just like, bye. And Koi's like, okay, cool. I'll turn my attention to Godlike, or not Godlike, but across the way, right? And he sees the bubble and he's like, all right, well, then I'm going to throw my Maggie Ball towards GK. This is exactly where I'm going with it. But geez, Revival 21 points, so not a bad game.
Very nice play for them, and honestly, they utilized the information that they got, right? They didn't have the ring scans, but they did start seeing teams rotating into Barometer, and so they knew that it was going to be coming there. Off of knowing that, they play the south side of Barrow, where they know very few rotates are going to come in because we don't have the Tridents anymore. They walk things in. It was a slower game this time around. They weren't able to farm the lobby quite the way they did in match number 3, but hey, a first place finish and 9 kills, that's definitely something you're going to take.
That was sick.
What a
Get
game.
back in here, Glitter.
What a game. Like, what did Revival do differently before today? Because it needs to become like a new tradition, a superstition, whatever it is, it's working.
Yeah.
Insane consistency. We're gonna take a look at our series results and see what that means now after a second place finish for Revival into a win for Revival, because they're creating a little bit of a gap here at the tippy top with Shopify Rebellion, which honestly just, you know, everybody else is now just kind of fighting to even get up to their level, Tiff.
Yeah, I think it's really interesting because they were kind of going back and forth because Shopify Rebellion was fighting a lot at the beginning of that, and they kind of tried to continuously take those fights. But Revival, they start Barometer. They immediately set up, as Jamerson explained, kind of in the back, and what they do is they do so much action there at the end, plus the win just gives them the extra leeway to remain at the top, but also put a little bit more of a buffer. You can see on the team breakdown, not only this, but they have 32 placement points and 32 kills, so it's really split nicely.
And we need to talk about this, Jamerson, because this was a team that was potentially facing relegation, okay? And they are outplaying squads that are, that have been at the top.
A win on the day, I believe, would put them at 60 points, which is where teams like AG, HUSS, and Godlike all started the day off on. So this would be a massive upset and a massive way to salvage the regular split and secure a decent spot into the regional finals.
Talk about a time to step up. This is like the definition of clutch factor right now for Revival, and that means we're only 2 matches away from finding out which of our squads are qualifying through to not only regional finals, but if we can also confirm some of our teams for EWC, because we've already done that for all of our other regions. And we're going to take a look for everybody at home in chat. If you haven't seen these results yet, we're going to walk you through all of them, because we started off the day with APAC North, Zeta at the tippy top, and Unlimit were the only 2 teams who were able to be confirmed to advance to EWC, but that is also your top 20 who will be competing in regional finals, Tiff, and we are very excited for this. Fnatic does not make it.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, right? It's just a completely different team when you think about it. Yuka F leaves Fnatic ahead of this split. Locks in for Zeta. You've got some really impressive firepower on that. Yulari man on Unlimit's looking really good. So seeing those 2 kind of locked in for EWC, you know split 1 playoffs are going to be a dang good time.
They're going to be insane, because then we go into APAC South, Jamerson, and we've got Wolves and SAUL at the top.
Yeah, not too many surprises here. Nothing like APAC North. I mean, Wolves and SAUL, especially with how strong that they've been playing throughout this split, definitely earned their spot just through the split alone, and so they're sitting comfortably there. And of course, you have other teams like VKG who have already earned their spot at EWC by being champions from last year, so the pressure's off of them. Now it's on to the teams like Gen G, who really want to prove a lot more out of the doubters. I don't think they have had the strongest of days so far, so I really want to see at least a little bit more out from a team like Gen G, who I think there were higher expectations for.
100%. And then, of course, what we did earlier on in the day today, confirming our top 20 in EMEA for regional finals, as well as 3 teams confirmed to advance on to EWC in Aurora, For Fun Esports, and VP after an insane match day out of For Fun Esports and VP. It was super fun. And in case you guys missed it, EWC is now in Paris at Paris Expo Porte de Versailles, and tickets are available now. So make sure you get your EWC tickets. Come see us in Paris. Watch Apex Split 1 playoffs. It's going to be so cool. And while you're doing that, you might as well get your tickets for Split 2 playoffs as well, because we've mentioned a couple times, but tickets are going on sale June 6th at 10 a.m. PT. Make sure you mark your calendars. Come join us at the Orleans Arena in Las Vegas to, of course, see who's going to be taking home the crown for our Split 2 playoffs. And if you're like, well, I don't want to wait until the 6th, enter now for your chance to win your ALGS tickets to our Split 2 playoffs. All you have to do is head on over to algs.ea.com, enter your EA email, and it's tickets for you and your squad. So 2 of your friends, lodging and travel are not provided, but those tickets will be, as well as all of the vibes. It's Halloween weekend. Trust me, you're gonna want to be in Vegas for that. We have so much cool stuff coming around the corner for ALGS this year. I cannot wait for all of it. But of course, in order to figure out who's going to be in Paris, we got to keep things moving. That means it is time for you to take a break, Tiff. And Jamerson, we're going to be getting into match number 5 here, our second match on Storm Point. This is going to be a good one.
And after match 4, it was a Valkyrie ban. So
yeah,
that's going to be interesting for so many of the squads that swapped on over towards the baby comp in game number 4. They're not going to have access to that. Now, we do have other rotational legends still available. The Wraith is there along with the Altar, but it just doesn't have the same kind of oomph without that Valkyrie to get you very deep into the zone.
Going to be interesting to see how this works on Storm Point now as we get to check in with Revival. We talked about Riley earlier, and just how the new blood in Pro League is making an impact, and it's like they, really wanted to emphasize what we were highlighting coming out with the win in our last match. I mean, this is, I feel like, such a Cinderella story for them from relegation to potentially staying alive for Split 2 now.
Yeah, 64 points. That's insane, with especially how
Thanks for doing the
tightly
math on that,
packed
by
we
the way.
started. Yeah, with how tightly packed we started, and now here they are, kind of starting to pull away from the rest of the pack. But it's still 2 matches remaining here. They cannot let go of the pedal whatsoever. They've got SR right behind them with 9 points. That's a nice buffer, but we know what SR can do. They can take a win themselves very easily, so they can't, of course, give up anything here whatsoever. This time around, though, the ring will be pulling away from them, going over towards that Stormcatcher side. It's JD Gaming that's already on top of it. Buckle Boys, you've got the ring information. They'll be able to utilize that and know that, you know, they have a pretty easy rotate in from Command Center. For teams like GK Esports, Purple Slushy, and Shopify Rebellion, though, on the north side, we'll see if they kind of hover around for a little bit too long and get into fights, because JD Game is not going to allow any of those teams, or shouldn't allow those teams, to get in too easily.
Yeah, I'm glad you called out Purple Slushy as well, because I want to, you know, still be keeping my eyes on them. Obviously, they were one of those squads that was right outside of the top 20 bubble, but the teams above them were from Group A, so they had already finished, and we've watched a couple teams slowly start to change up those overall Pro League standings, kind of shake things up. So we'll see if Purple Slushy is able to sneak on in at the end of the day here. So we jump on in with Men of Culture, who are straight into a fight.
Yeah, this is nice guys on this side of the fight, and it's so hard to watch because, you know, like Sang and Cody, back when they were playing with RKN as well, they're used to taking some of these early fights and early aggressions, but Men of Culture have just been making it so much more difficult for them. Even with the addition of Nocturnal, it's just not something that's been working out. They haven't been able to find a decent entry into the midpoint of any of these games, and Men of Culture, it doesn't look like they're going to allow Nice Guys to get away here for free.
Well, they'll have to decide who they're going to chase, because Nice Guys do have 2 up, and they split in 2 completely opposite directions. So should give them an opportunity to at least get a reset. Meanwhile, Crazy Thieves decide now is the time to start pressuring some of these squads, as Jay does go down from the Buckle Boys.
Oh boy, Buckle Boys try to get into the center of the zone, and they get punished for it. It's Rock on the other side of this fight now. Verhulst will just go ahead and back away. He needs coverage as Jen Burns starts getting tagged up. But it looks like Crazy Thieves will be able to stabilize and stay alive here. For Unreal Nightmare, though, so much going on the north side. It's Gamblers taking the fight to them.
And, you know, they've got a little bit of space to take this fight if they want to really kind of make it work. Unreal Nightmare looking like they might be deciding to leave, as Gamblers are going to be holding that area down, as well as AGG right across the way. So this could get a little bit messy for some of these teams.
It was just a third party actually from Gamblers here. AG gets out, and still odd to say that, you know, taking the altar port out here in game number 5 in the year 2026. This is wild. That altar is still alive, but we did see wholesale swaps from our comps we had what, 12 baby comps in the last game, and it's been a pretty immediate pivot over towards that altar. Crazy Thieves, unfortunately, getting grinded down. They will go out. They were in the center of the zone there. And that's a very early exit for them.
They just couldn't find a safe spot to play, and so many teams had moved in. Like you were saying, it was going to be, if you weren't in there early, it was going to be tough to find somewhere safe. And that's exactly what happened to Crazy Thieves, as Falcons, Hal, having taken a little bit of damage, are also trying to see what they can do here. And to be fair, they've done pretty well for themselves, but the Birthday Boy is looking for a win on the day, and they're going to have to go big in these last 2 matches to make that happen.
Birthday Boy. Yeah, I mean, they've got, of course, starting things off with the Southern Zone for them, coming out from Devastated Coast is really nice for Falcons, right? They just weren't able to convert that into a higher finish, but they had a lot of fights at the very least, so they picked up kill points. And so that's why they're maintaining this 3rd place position. I think that puts them, what, 12 points out from Revival, so they can easily catch up. What was that? Maggie ball. It just bounced around. I don't even know what it hit, how he found that angle to make it do that. I don't know. Physics are weird.
It was about the intimidation. It was about claiming that space they didn't want to be followed. Okay.
It's like, we don't have Watson wall or Watson pylon, so we're just gonna make Watson pylons with our Maggie ball.
You got to do what you got to do. It did, to be fair, end up deterring HUSS. HUSS doesn't really kind of push too aggressively after that. So that gives a little bit of breathing room to DINOS, who definitely kind of want that today. A slower performance for them than what we've seen out of them so far in the past. So these last 2 matches, they're going to have to go big to kind of get themselves back up in that conversation right now. As we kind of get to get a little bit of a break here from all of this chaos that some of these teams are trying to bring to each other, as a lot of squads have found a place to hold in Stormcatcher, or we're still moving on the outside of the ring.
Yeah, here's Rock Esports just looking for the res at this point now, as Cersei and Vaxlon do survive and get out. They have their pick of places to go for the respawn. I mean, this is Zone 1 closing. For AG, they were able to get the res on their 3rd, but Unreal Nightmare have been mirroring them the whole time. Look at this, waiting for the 3, 2, 1 as well. AG Global not out of the fire quite yet. Unreal Nightmare unrelenting on the pressure, and the thirst goes down onto Yanya.
This is going to be tough for them. They are able to continue wrapping, though. They'll probably just now decide to go through Cenote and see if they can hopefully not run into another squad, as Unreal is just waiting to see if they can continue this gatekeeping. Eventually, they can back off, though. If they decide to head through C2, Rock Esports will be in the general vicinity, so AG Global are going to have to decide how this is going to work for them, and if they'll be able to get back up to a trio. You can see HBM just making their way out of the ring as well. And we've got a couple of these squads hanging out here on the western side of things. Men of Culture and Zest Fest down there in Pylon as well.
Yeah, this is going to create an amazing pile up there on the south side of the zone. The zone is pulling directly right on top of Stormcatcher proper. You can see all the teams that are there. JD Gaming, they didn't have far to go. They are playing the north side of the zone, of course, coming out from Zeus Station. So they have they didn't quite have priority there. It was actually Purple Slushy who should have been able to get that spot, but Purple Slushy decided to go much deeper in that and hold the south side of the zone instead. So now that call might be their downfall. But speaking of downfall, here's Zest Fest finding out Hambino, and there's one more knock on to Men of Culture, and they end up getting taken out. Men of Culture just kind of hovering around here for so long. I don't know if they were still on the hunt for trying to find the nice guys, who, by the way, were able to get their 3rd back on up. Another fight taking place here as Flats get involved in the fray, and Stormcatcher, they're not going to be able to secure any kills.
Good job for Zest Fest, though, able to clear out Pylon, get themselves some KP and a little bit of loot in the process. We'll see how they decide to move from here. Meanwhile, JD Gaming eliminated in the kill feed, as Stormcatcher is just going to be so messy right now, Jamerson. This is not exactly the easiest place to find some space to play in. Once the few buildings are taken up, that's what you got to work with here. And I think that on this next shift, when you still have what 6 teams not even in the ring yet, as everyone starts to collapse, it's going to be rough.
It all depends on what the outside teams do, right? I thought there was going to be a bigger pileup of teams on the south side, but we're seeing teams like Rock, Gamblers, Unreal Nightmares starting to congregate on that north side. So that might alleviate some of the pressures on the south for teams like HUSS or Purple Slushy. But for right now, let's see how Zest Fest want to approach this as they make the rotate in. Pretty far south there, they might be running into nice guys.
Like if anything's fitting the right, we just see back on it.
Yeah.
You might get on my bed. You did.
I hear shots on the right now, okay?
Yeah. One team, there's these other, they're running back. We could play that for the 3v3 on this right team.
Yeah, on this team.
Yeah, it's kind of outside actually. We could go far left.
Yeah.
I have to go far left.
Could land inside the ground cannon.
Yeah, I think we have to. What to land like way here? Taking it. They might break it on man.
Not here.
Exploding, bro.
Not good.
He might be answering me.
Look up here.
I'm shooting for you.
What do you got? How much guy?
You good, you good?
I'm Bobby Meddy.
Okay.
Blue armor's on them. Yeah, we got. They're just shooting us right.
Yeah, I think we gotta kill him.
Yeah, they 100% have to kill this game. They're on triple blues, by the way.
Okay.
So just like don't sit in a corner.
We thought their only options were to fight either Nice Guys or Team Falcons, but instead they're able to evac past them. But Falcons are starting to push on top. We do have the Seer ultimate going down. Gilderson's with some air burst nades. We'll see if it connects, but it looks like Zestfest are able to stay tight enough to avoid a lot of that damage. Here's an angle for Guild, catching them on the low ground as they come out from that cube. Redster tries to go for the challenge, but Gilderson holds his ground, dishes out damage. He needs the rest of Falcons here, but Hal has to take his time to heal up, and there it is. The finish comes out. Falcons will clear out Zestfest, and they're ready for a possible third party from HBM on the other side.
Yeah, that was a tough spot for Zestfest, because even if they tried to move even further away from Falcons, HUSS was looking down that hill, trying, you know, they could have caught a little bit of poke damage if they tried to continue moving up north. So definitely between a rock and a hard place there for Zestfest. But great quick work on behalf of Falcons, making sure they aren't third party, like you were saying, by HBM, who came through looking for that opportunity. Now Falcons are able to continue moving up. They know that they've got HBM behind them, and this might be a fight the Falcons are willing to take.
Unreal Nightmare are not giving up on this hunt for AG Global.
Oh my god.
It looks like the Jibby ult will be enough to stop them for now. AG Global trying to create as much distance between them and Unreal Nightmare, but as they take that evac tower, oh boy, Rock Esports are here to shoot them out of the sky. Throughout all that, HBM will go down. It's only Huntsman here for Unreal Nightmare, but Rock Esports have no pressure whatsoever to clear this out before they walk in.
Not only that, but AG Global went through the same area that HBM did in an attempt to avoid Unreal Nightmare, and by then Falcons had cleared out HBM, and then Falcons clear out AGG. So Falcons now have cleared out 3 squads on that southern edge. As they move into the next ring, they'll be running into Purple Slushy, and you've got Rock, who's run straight into HUSS.
Yeah, it's Hal's birthday, by the way, and he's just getting gifted some of these kills right now. Rock Esports, though, in a very contentious fight. HUSS is not going to be able to finish them off. Luckily for Rock, no third parties quite yet, but Falcons are trying to rear and go for this. Oh, there's a knock from the back. Gilderson ends up going down.
Whoa. And I don't know what happened to Hal, but it's all down onto the shoulders of Walsey. He's able to knock Saucer, but this is going to be tough for him to survive, and he can't do it. Vax comes through, wipes out Team Falcons, and then Revival follow not shortly after in the kill feed. I mean, now this southern side is really starting to be the main fighting place.
It is slowly whittling down. Another team ends up falling. That's going to be Rock, as Purple Slushy pick that one up. And this is much needed change in momentum, especially with how the day has gone so far for Purple Slushy. They made it to the top 10 this time around. They picked up a couple kills as well. These last 2 games are going to be so important for this squad to make sure they make it into regional finals.
Yeah, we talked about it. Were they going to be able to clutch up in these last 2 matches and really kind of secure that 20th position? Right now, they're definitely looking like they are working in that direction. Purple Slushy looking to see if they have any safe space to move through. They realize they don't. They decide to evac away. This could be good for them, because right now, looking at the mini-map, there's only so many teams that are actually in the next ring, but they decide to go to the western side where a lot of our squads are. It does force the use of that cat wall to give them a little bit more cover as they continue moving underneath everybody. Are they gonna be able to get in here?
Well, Bucka Boys give them some space by moving out, and they end up going down. Oh, what? How did he not get knocked off of the high ground there? Eats a direct ball, sends one out himself, has to deal one on his flank, and now they're going to charge forward. Purple Slushy playing with a renewed vigor here, but things have been slowed down as the zone closes in on them. They can't eat that damage, and they're just going to allow the ring to do the job for them.
I don't hate that. I don't hate that. It also forced everybody else inside to kind of look and see if they could maybe join the fight, and that kind of means that Dinos and Flat are now taking care of each other for Purple Slushy. This is an opportunity for them to third party and get some free KP.
Easy Q in. They do have to deal with the caustic barrel though, but Nice Guys will go down and Flat gets finished off. Now it's Purple Slushy and Dinos here on Stormcatcher. It looks like Dinos will go ahead and back away with that Nexus. And that brings us down to our final 5 squads. Unreal Nightmare, though, left with just their Maggie to try and rat this one out as Shopify Rebellion look to get aggressive.
They just full sent on Dinos for a second there. I think they really thought they were going to be able to take that fight, decide to play it a little bit safer, which is the right choice because I think GK was kind of sniffing around a little bit to see if maybe there was an opportunity for them. Shopify maintain their position, but know that Dinos are below them. So they will be keeping their eyes on that area while also making sure GK don't move in and get any picks on them.
It's been a largely uneventful game for GK Esports here as they moved into this position very early on, right? They didn't want to get involved in the big scramble there at Stormcatcher, so they took a much more passive position here on these buildings, and luckily for them, it did pull that way. So this is going to be the first few fights that they're going to be taking here. It's up against Shopify Rebellion, who've really been standing, 10 toes down throughout our series as we have a move out for Purple Slushy. Crook taking a lot of damage there. Unreal Nightmare ends up going down and down to our final 4 squads. Dinos and Purple Slushy on top of each other. GK trying to maneuver and find an angle onto Shopify Rebellion here. We're in a very similar situation like we had in match number 4, but it's going to be Dinos taking the aggression on over towards Purple Slushy. It's a 1-for-1 exchange as Chaos ends up going down. Shopify Rebellion looking for the third party. Crook gets the thirst, and that's Dinos out. Purple Slushy in top 3.
I mean, this is huge for Purple Slushy. Not only the placement points, but the KP they've picked up along the way. Meanwhile, Shopify now on the low ground, looking to see if they can maybe get an angle on any of the teams above them. They opt to hold here for now. GK moving around on the eastern side of this circle, and Purple Slushy with the most cover right now, but they will have to drop down with Shopify right underneath them.
And we have 3 different compositions here at the end. Purple Slushy will have access to the Catalyst Wall. We've got the Mad Maggie Ball for Shopify Rebellion. And for GK, it's going to come down to that Nox Gas Grenade. Both GK and SR will have, of course, the Seer ultimate to utilize as well. And it's more of Purple Slushy now playing this one a little bit blind without that Seer.
And you can see that GK are looking to be extra annoying to Purple Slushy right now, and that's perfect for Shopify. Less ideal for Purple Slushy as they only have a few more moments before they're going to have to make their decision on how to handle this. They drop down as I say that and decide to wrap to the eastern side. They almost make their way across. 2 are able to survive until I say that. Then they're just down to a solo right now, but GK did a really good job of following up on that movement. They decide to continue their push in and drop down behind Shopify, who's already eliminated Purple Slushy.
Yeah, Seer ultimate's down as well. They are working with perfect information on this fight. Koi challenging on the other side, not taking a lot of damage, but it's going to be Keon charging forward. Trade for trades, though, bringing it down just to naught here in this final fight in a 2v1. Shopify Rebellion in match number 5 will take their 2nd win of the day.
Not only that, but we're starting to see those 2 teams that were at the top continuing to have some really big performances. That will mean that Shopify and Revival will still be our top 2 heading into match number 6. But a big game for Purple Slushy. That's going to do a lot when it comes to them trying to make moves and avoid that relegation.
It definitely bolsters their chances, especially being thrown that lifeline here in game number 5 to keep their heads above water, above most importantly, right? Because this series was slowly slipping out of their hands, but that performance, top 3, 8 kill points, might be enough to just keep them alive and keep their hopes of making to regional finals alive here. We know there are a few teams that are on the bottom with no points whatsoever, and that's going to be the big thing that we're going to look forward to when we look at the match results, or excuse me, the series results. But Shopify Rebellion, they're looking so good today.
And the first glimmers of life that we've seen out of DINOS as well. 4th place finish, 6 KP. I mean, it's just nice to have them up here at all. It jumps them 3 places up in these series results. But after that win, Shopify does take 1st place. Now they are the ones with that bit of a point gap above Revival. Falcons still staying steady in 3rd place as well. But look at Purple Slushy all the way up here in 9th place now. That's massive.
Yeah, they needed this. They needed this one desperately in this game, picking up so much. I think more than all the combined points out of the first four matches there. So desperately needed for them, and that's going to be nice coming into the final match of the day with a little bit of momentum to carry it out.
Literally. This should be a very exciting match number 6. Before we dive into that, though, we're going to send it to our last break of the day. And don't forget, not only do we have match number 6, but we'll finally reveal the riddle teaser. All that and more when we return.
Sony InZone, the official audio and monitor partner of the Apex Legends Global Series.
Global series. Now, if you are just joining us, you'll have no idea what I'm talking about, but don't worry, because I'm going to read the riddle for you regardless. We've been talking about this through all of EMEA and through all of the Americas here so far. We posted a riddle on social media earlier, okay? This was the riddle. What drops and ripples purple streams to make the fishes twitch? Where watchers watch and players play in picture-perfect pitch. In battle, spreads and jumps and booms to bring a titan down. In rest, like fireworks, ta-da, rewards to be abound. What am I? Now, chat, I've been asking you all day to give us your thoughts. I've been watching some of your answers as they were coming through. We asked Greek if he could figure it out. We asked our casters if they knew what it was. And some of you got really freaking close, as did Greek, okay? Well, split one playoffs, okay? At EWC, this is important because it's true. It's true. Apex packs are now official viewer-earned drops. You guys have been asking for this for so long. Starting June 7th at our regional finals, chat, that is only 1 week away, okay? You can earn Apex packs. I have been watching you guys ask about this for so long. We've been asking about this for so long, and you can earn them just by tuning in. All you have to do is link your EA account to Twitch and make sure that you are eligible in order to do it, okay? And then even with ALGS multi-view enabled, you'll still get it. You can follow every squad, every rotation, every clutch, and still rack up your rewards while you watch. And this is happening all year long, every single broadcast, and it is open to every single region. Don't just watch the action, earn from it, okay? It all kicks off June 7th at the ALGS Regional Finals, like I just said, so do not miss it. How cool is that?
How many? Like, how many, bro? Because I'm trying to farm an heirloom right now. Like, I
don't have one either.
It's honest work. No, I got a lot, but like, it's totally
we got,
fine.
4 days for EWC. We've got another day
Do the math.
for regional. 2
Do the
days?
math.
Is it 1 day or 2 days for regional finals? How does that
Are they
one
30
work
minutes
out?
every 30 minutes you
We
get a
got
pack? Because that's
10 days for
disgusting.
split
If so.
2. A lot of packs. A lot of packs.
We have so many questions. You can get up to 2 every
Per
single broadcast.
Okay.
So,
well, Americas and EMEA is 2 broadcasts in 1 day. We get back-to-backs with APAC South and APAC North. It is a humble job, but I think I could farm 10 in a weekend.
It's been a while since I've like min-max and definitely gonna utilize this to the extent that I can.
Huge. People have been asking for Apex packs as drop rewards for so long, and they were listening. You guys got it. It's all year long. It's going to be amazing. And now, after that announcement, we're going straight into match number 6. Let's close out the Americas, find out who our top 20 are heading to regional finals, find out which teams are confirmed for EWC. There's so much going on, guys.
Yeah, there is, but like, how was I gonna guess that? Because like, where the watchers watch and the players play, I mean, they play on Twitch. You got the purple, you talk about streams. How are we gonna get the Apex, the packs being the Twitch drops? What the heck, Jamerson?
Yeah. I mean, I thought it was gonna be like a dive trail, a one-time dive trail, not a bountiful amount of Apex packs. Oh, that was hard to say. Apex packs throughout the rest of the year, every single event. That's awesome. That's so great.
Yeah, it's pretty disgusting. We love good things. So WWW. And now back to the final game. The final countdown ahead of regional finals, ahead of when you can start farming those Apex packs. Right now, Shopify Rebellion, after that second win of their day with 23 points, they are at the top. What is Revival going to do to counteract back that? Or maybe the Falcons just have the biggest game of the day. They're throwing down so many kills and going out early that I fear if they take a win with the amount of kills, we could see like a 30-point game out of them at this rate.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the permutations of like how Revival make it in, and I think if they do end up getting a second place finish today, that'll be enough for regional finals. We largely didn't talk about them because it seemed like they were, outside of that bubble, but here they are, them with Purple Slushy, both keeping their regional final chances alive. And of course, Revival more of a chance than Purple Slushy. But again, with that win or with that performance in match number 5, Purple Slushy well on their way to secure that spot.
Perfect. And I love where we're kind of seeing the circle go towards Downed Beast and everyone on the road to try and get there as quickly as humanly possible. Nice guys in the mix, and yeah, definitely we got Cheaters down and Bino down. We're just looking for the final player, and Knock from the top ropes dives down but gets traded out, saying down. Wait.
No.
Wait.
Oh, Cody's like, you guys got this? No, he's got to get back here. Veki gets the bat off. Cody gets his own as well, but he'll have an additional knockdown shield to secure this res if he wants to. But no, he's going to go for that thermite. It doesn't quite connect, and back away and keep this one alive. Oh, boy.
Amp it up.
No.
Straight to the face.
No. Oh, no!
Do you know how like Men in Black like flash that thing that makes you erase your memories? You know what I'm talking about? Just pretend that I did that to you guys at home. Unless you're in a Becky fan,
pretty sure
then that's
that's
W.
Nice Guys knocked out of regional finals here.
Don't say that.
We'll see, but it's close. And that was so unfortunate because finally, Nice Guys, they're done being the Nice Guys and try to take a swing at Men of Culture. And it came down to a 3v1, and Aveki clutches it for Men of Culture. That should not have happened whatsoever.
Aveki, but dang for nice guys. Anyways, we keep moving forward. Last game of the series and crazier things are amok. Zest Fest all on your screen, playing around these rocks just on the outskirts of Down Beast. Now, I like God Rock. I love that you can kind of keep tabs on the teams that rotate from the south side, but just know we've seen crazy pulls.
Speaking of, Zest Fest kind of postured there for a fight and decided to just instantly nope out of this one. Oh, there's a team. It's Godlike dropping right behind them. Armor advantage on the other side, though. 2 blues versus 2 purples, and Johnny's still sitting on whites, but Eslopes has the height here, and with the information with that seer, it's looking like Godlike are just going to nope out of this one, utilizing that Wraith portal, so Zest Fest won't have an opportunity to get these kills.
Back to mill, okay. And honestly, Godlike doing that is crazy work out of them. Like, you've got to be smart with it, right? We don't have Valk. You can't just yeet up into the sky and close the gap. And teams really, I was curious how many people decided to lock in Catalyst for potential rotations. It can't be that many. Yeah, just 4.
Wow. Okay, so much happened, by the way. JDG, Bangalore, Vantage, and the Maggie. We've heard inklings of it in scrims. It's actually coming out for JDG in our final match of the day. GK Esports allowed to get dropped back on up over here at Downed Beast, and we do have HBM looking to punish. The nade's not quite connecting on the other side. It's Keon, ever the anchor for his squad, keeping a whole team at bay.
Gotta do what you gotta do. It's honest work. Little sky nade and some seer checks right there. This is gonna be so tough trying to hold this, but I think the value will be added if we can just dodge all of these abilities and nades. And you kind of have to make sure that you're taking nades to end game, and it's gonna cost you because there's so many teams in this vicinity right now.
Yeah, without having like the altar with the death boxes or the Watson with the pylons and literally, 3D printing arc stars, it's hard to maintain throwables in the end. Luckily, Mad Maggie is still alive, so you'll have access to riot drills. We still have caustics alive, so it's not as great, right? The barrels don't go that far, but it's still something. It's a throwable.
Here's your team that's on the threshold, right? We don't know if they've done enough to get into top 20, but the last minute push that they're making based off the fact that they got 15 points in match number 5. All we need are some solid fights and a decent finish here, and it could be enough because right now you have to think about where we're situated in the series. 9th place. I would love to see a top 5 points out of them here for this, and Rock Esports, who is in 5th, is already out of the lobby.
Board with Falcons currently sitting in 3rd. I feel like they've been hovering on 3rd since the beginning of the day. Not able to really secure themselves the strongest of games. Like, they've come so close multiple times in being in like the godlike position for a lot of these, but it's just, they end up a few times in highly congested rotation zones. This time around, it's not going to be as bad for them making their way over towards Downed Beast, but it will come down to where this ring ends up pulling. Is it going to go towards the head? Is it going to go towards the tail? It can even pull away from the main body. And so Falcons will have to navigate this one extremely tightly, but you can see that we're starting to get a lot of teams working their way towards the head side of Down Beast. Even Falcons and Men of Culture were kind of indicating that they might try to take that northern side, go through North Pad, and work their way in from there.
Well, this is going to be a really interesting fight. Mind you, Revival fighting for the top slot on the day. Need an impressive performance here in Game 6, and they've set their sights straight onto Zest Fest. Seer exhibit down, looking for the angles, but honestly, you're not trying to give up any of those things. Riot Drill's connecting. Even Godlike doubles down and re-emits back into Mill. Not all of them, but they're still taking looks.
Crazy Thieves might have already started this fight off with the knock. Tries to push forward, but the caustic gas is going to be enough to pull them away. Verhulst gets inside just in time, reinforces the door for themselves. Now Jen Burton gets tagged from behind, but the Buckle Boys are now down to a duo, and Crazy Thieves are going to top off their HP and go for this fight once more.
Yeah, I mean, as they dipped out long enough, it just takes 7 seconds to get the Death Box revival, and Phony yeets the Maggie Ball, doesn't quite make it through the doorway. Little cause and distraction, but he swings out, trying to find angles here. Wingman in hand, Kuzme, the battle of the roof begins. Connects, and we just need one more bullet. Verhul still trying to carve a path inside. Piercing spikes going out, and this is just a very long, drawn-out fight here.
Luckily for them, this is a fairly isolated fight, but it's Crazy Thieves fighting for every last inch, every last foot of this building. The first knock onto Cruel Buckle. And on the other side, the Buckle Boys haven't been able to even heal up. Finally, Kuzma gets up to full HP, but J-Dog got nothing to work with whatsoever. Jen Burton now dissecting this team, and it leaves only one player remaining here for Buckle Boys, as Crazy Thieves will maintain this chase. It's Kuzma trying to get out alive here.
Well, them being relatively isolated is going to be quite nice for them. JD Gaming, on the other hand, has fallen. They were definitely outside the circle trying to rotate in, looking for information, but they get caught out, and you know who does it? I think it's DINOS.
Much needed pickup for DINOS here, who have had a relatively quiet day and not too successful either. So if they can at least finish off the final game with the win, you know, that will help them carry a little bit of momentum at the very least. Here's Purple Slushy, though, up against Shopify Rebellion at North Pad. And unfortunately for Shopify Rebellion, they're kind of getting sandwiched in. Flat are taking a look at this fight, and they might look to go for the third party.
Could be really interesting considering the fact that Shopify Rebellion's trying to get first place on the day, but Purple Slushy wants to get into regional finals. And are you going to let a heavy hitter like Shopify stop you from getting inside the top 20? No, this is where Flat is going to be so valuable, but Pluto falls super low. Back to Mill we go for a quick check-in because Revival is falling at the hands of Crazy Thieves.
Oh no, going down this early here in second place. They wanted the plus 21 at the end of the day. We'll see where they end up falling. Falcons in third place, I believe, with just a few points behind them, could knock them down. It all comes down to the Falcons here, who are fighting with the DINOS in checkpoint currently. Buckle Boys finally get hunted down by Crazy Thieves over at Mill, and here we are. It's Falcons, it's DINOS. It looks like DINOS give up position here as they were fighting over this mythic crate.
A present? A little prezi? Okay, we take.
It's my birthday.
Yeah,
Can we get a match day win, please?
You know, potentially, I think they need like north of 20 points at this, because Shopify did extend out with 2 wins on the day. I mean, they got 48 points alone from the 2 wins that Shopify had.
All right, let's join on board with Purple Slushy as they're still eyeing up this fight up against Shopify Rebellion. This is the squad on the bubble. They're looking to punch their ticket into regional finals.
Just can't let them like really walk up into our gazebo. I have 3 nades.
Gonna go gazebo for sure, I think. It's your team.
We have to shoot them off and try and make them go left. It's a Moby. Okay.
Run slow so we have a bit of time.
It's a duo, yeah, it's a duo.
They're probably just gonna play to third. We're chilling. This team is like, we need to kind of pressure this team because this team gave up all their space.
The bunker team.
Is it 2 bunker teams or 1 bunker team, guys?
It's a team playing here, and then team close bunker, and then team far left.
All right, yep. And then this team has
100% sure we can live on our rock.
Yeah.
This team's gonna have to fight someone walking up to you.
I'm setting a TP now.
Okay, just let me know if we can take Insta.
You can take it. We need to hold her back from here.
Okay.
There's the corner on me and the corner where the TP's at.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm coming.
Join their close peek. I'm gonna keep drilling out on repeat until they start going the other way.
If they fight here, we need to third it.
Yeah, we need to cross from here though, and like we might
not let them
have
peek, guys. Not let this team.
Staring at it.
I'm holding it.
They're up here. Oh, so look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this.
I love the calmness that we're getting within their comms, Jamerson.
Yeah.
But where they've positioned themselves to, they don't really have a ton of space outside that rock. GK's looking at them, and now Shopify moving in elsewhere. Falcons collapsing upon Dino. Guild down. Trades come in. Dinos are eliminated, and you know there's a third party lying in the midst.
Men of Culture, though, do see that the Seer ultimate does go down, and they're going to get aggressive onto Team Falcons here. Wolsey tries to hold the line, but Gildersons will get burned down. Hal as well. There's just too many thermites. Drop down. It's all up to Wolsey, and he's not going to be able to stay alive for Team Falcons. They go down into third place. Men of Culture will be the team to finish them off. But here's Purple Slushy. They were talking about coming in for that third party, looking for this timing the entire time, but they might be forced to TP back as they're getting shot an off angle here. It looks like they're not going to be able to capitalize on the third party. Shopify Rebellion bunker down. They keep themselves alive. Flats will give them a little bit of space to Shopify Rebellion right now, and ultimately Zap might get finished off.
I think if Purple Slushy avoids anyone going down here, we should be okay. But you see all the nades, the riot drills are doing a ton of the work for them. They've really kept tabs on that gazebo. Them constantly putting pressure on the gazebo is just sending Flat back in as Flat go to full send Shopify Rebellion. That should take care of it, and hopefully this gives Purple Slushy the time to rotate towards Down Beast.
That's a great call. They utilized the port to get close, right? So they needed to hoof it on over towards Down Beast. A lot of teams realizing the pullback over towards that back platform have given up that high ground. Stopped looking over in this general direction. So it's a free walk-in for Purple Slushy to make their way into Down Beast. They'll have some angles to work with here, and they should be relatively safe. Here's Crazy Thieves, though, trying to carve their path forward. They've got Men of Culture in their way. Seer ultimate down along with the Catalyst wall. They've got the team split up as they go for the chase. Phony, though, isn't able to get the knocks. They get some help from All Gamers Global, and Flat will be the next team gone. We're now down to half our squads.
Honestly, Purple Slushy taking that rotation saves them, because not only is Shopify down, but you're right, Flat is as well. Crazy Thieves full send straight to where Men of Culture have gone. We take way too much damage on that initial push, so I think kind of diving down, focusing on getting shield bats up. Phony holding Men of Culture inside the building. We lose the 1v1 against Aveki. He grabs a shield swap, and now comes the reinforcements. Purple Slushy finding issues of their own. Crook down. Pluto tries to hold on, can't. Mr. Rosie, the gas is ticking, and GK halts any chance they had for the end game.
GK just had such a controlled fight there. A little bit too deep with that portal for Purple Slushy. We'll find out in a few minutes whether it was enough for Purple Slushy or not to secure their spot. Here's Unreal Nightmare, though, charging forward, having to deal with Crazy Thieves, and they have dealt with Phony, leaving one player remaining for CRT.
This is getting crazy. GK, back of Down Beast, have held such a good position because the pip shows us, look at where that circle is. We actually are going to the back of Down Beast. Godlike could kind of go through the water, but you're going to have to deal with HUSS, who are just above you. Crazy Thieves down to the solo, rotating throughout the front. AG Global on top. Oh, this is going to be fun.
Yeah, GK have been setting up these barrels as well in great spots for themselves. A lot of map control for them, and having that Seer ultimate when all the other teams have to walk in is going to be extremely safe for them. They've got a lot of walls to place it safely behind. No threat whatsoever for it getting finished off. Jen somehow goes completely unnoticed there, and he runs in the opposite direction of Unreal Nightmare. He does have a mobile respawn beacon, gets tagged by the Q, but there's nothing anyone can really do about it. He's just gonna try and outlast this zone. Fortunately, he didn't get a tag on the zone damage there, so he couldn't start the pre-healing early.
Oh no. The craziness. And down goes Crazy Thieves.
Oh boy, what a crazy day for them. Here's GK Esports, though, with the entire map to work with, getting involved in this fight. White Jelly stuck in the corner there. Knocked will back up. And how did Drop end up going down? I don't know. AG somehow found an angle with that riot drill to take him out. But again, there's just so much space for GK to work with. We have AG Global, Godlike, HUSS, and HBM all stacked on top of each other over here. Over here at Downed Beast, there are some portal play shenanigans that can take place that can grief GK. But again, they are ready. They should have that Seer ultimate to give them all the information to close this one out.
And Godlike as well. They've got a nice spot. They don't have to move right away. With Seer info, riot drills galore, they have been such a nuisance. And now, with 5 seconds to go until the circle starts to collapse on our teams, they will get pushed into one another. AG Global still on top, looking for angles down below.
Godlike the MT.
Oh, the Maggie
gets
ball.
pushed back. And there's the push out now from HBM, but Godlike will back away. The Wraith portal keeping them alive for now.
Straight
but GK are waiting for this the whole time. And it's going to be Keon to get the first knock onto Slayer there. Eating a lot of damage from the riot drill. It's AG Global being an absolute nuisance up top, but they stabilize and they hold on to their position. Now we're down to our top 4 with Godlike going down.
All I know is GK is like, dude, don't involve me in this fight, Godlike. Like, just stay over there. That portal play was crazy. I think they pull at least 1 kill out of it. Exhibit down, and AG Global back to the top we go. Matter of time before they have to drop down. Ooh, the portal's gone. You just have to yeet. Okay, bye. We took so much damage. Aguara is half health, and we get the supply bins for coverage here. Behind the wall. Niazol, perfect timing on that.
There's enough time for GK to get their res and get back up to a full 3. HUSS looking to gatekeep up against HBM, who haven't fully committed out of Downed Beast quite yet. And now AG Global drop down to the low. GK charge forward, barrels down. They get challenged on the right, and now they're getting pinched. GK Esports getting picked apart.
Dropped is down. Nox survives. Prolongs the inevitable down to the final 3. And there are trades across the way. GK, HUSS, and HBM. GK's out of here. HUSS and HBM, the final bosses of match number 6. The Maggie ball down, yeets them throughout. And can Dupe and Deeds hold on to this? HUSS take game number 6.
Dupe finishes it off. Fantastic there for HUSS. Getting the last win of the day in the regular split as well. Man, things were looking dicey, but we got to see how, when it comes down to so many different compositions, how that catalyst is still such an important factor when it comes to the late game.
Yeah, so important. I mean, you just kind of step away for a second and think about what AG Global does with Catalyst. They try to prolong that fight. They get to the low ground. They throw up the wall. And then HUSS also has a Catalyst of their own. Not to mention, throughout the entirety of mid games, you've got piercing spikes kind of just putting more pressure on people, reinforcement of doors. It's like, dude, you remember when Catalyst was like hardcore meta and was in every much chance? You got walls coming down at the very last moments. It's not quite to that level of nostalgia yet for me, but I'm loving when people are still picking her back up.
Yeah, before the legend bans, it was 6 games of 20 cat walls. And it was just like a million dissections, just a pizza pie at the end of the late game. Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, that was wild. Team Falcons fall a bit early. DINOS as well. Buckle Boys Revival, right? Trying to play for that first place on the overall day. Do go out with minimal points here. Now, Purple Slushy only walk away with 2 placement points in match number 6. They were starting to mount that comeback, right? Because a solid performance in match number 5, in which they grabbed 15 points, I was like, it's happening. They're turning it around. But honestly, Javerson and Glitter, I don't think it was enough.
It's close. I think it was this close.
Just that close?
I think we'll find out in just a moment. But we get to take a look at the series results first, see what that means for Purple Slushy and the rest of our teams here today. Shopify keeping the top. That does push GK up into 3rd place. Who we were looking at here? I mean, AG Global and HUSS move up after that last match. Purple Slushy in 12th. Give me your thoughts here, Tiff.
That's my thoughts. The fact that Nice Guys got 20th place and I picked them to
So did I.
thoroughly go on, which, you know what?
0 for 3 here?
I think I might be a curse.
Yeah.
And for that, I am sorry.
Maybe it's
Just
triple
gonna-
curse. Maybe it's a triple
gotta
caster
go.
curse.
That's
One
a lot of
pick would've
curse.
been nice.
That's a lot of curse to put onto one
Apparently.
squad. So
They can only withstand so
I think we can take the blame. We'll take the blame. Sorry, guys. Sorry, saying Cody and Nog for triple cursing you like that.
I mean, we just had faith, you know. We thought that it could be done, and we'll have to see what all of that means in just a moment. For now, we're going to take a look at our Sony in-zone kill leaderboard, because at the tippy top of it, after 2 wins on the day, a series win on the day, Shopify Rebellion, Koifel specifically, 22 kills go his way. To be fair, Birthday Buff, 19 kills go the way of Imperial Hal. I mean, not too shabby, Jamerson.
Yeah, I mean, look at Hal and Guild, right? In second and fourth, respectively. They had an amazing day. When you really break it down, is just there were too many fights. It was nonstop action for them almost the entire day. Every single game, it looked like every time we went over towards Falcons, they were fighting, they were winning fights. It was just too many fights were coming their way. So ultimately, of course, the numbers were against them at that point.
Yeah, but it was just Koifel who was able to stand out at the end of it all. Not only with 22 kills, but over 8k damage as well. I mean, talk about an individual performance. And every time we get to highlight players, Tiff, it's always when they have a couple goose eggs mixed in. So imagine if they just had got a couple more kills in those games as well.
Yeah, true, but you guys gotta take the good with the bad. It all balances out, and plus, like, they had some crazy comms anytime we were listening in with them. It was, I'm not gonna say it was frantic, it's just fast-paced.
And it works. It worked out for them here today. I mean, phenomenal performance for Koifel individually, but obviously for Shopify overall, after we saw where they fell in the series, not only at the top, but they had a nice point lead above their teams as well. So just a very deserved win to close out the regular season here for Koifel and crew. Shout outs to them and congrats on the top kills for the day as well out of Koifel. I mean, what a day so far from all of our squads. We get to see what that means for our overall standings. Just a few more minutes here. But Jamerson, how are you feeling? The suspense is going to kill you. How are you feeling after making our way through Americas now?
Honestly, it was just nice being able to see Shopify play to the level that we know that they're more than capable of doing. I think Axel coming in, making the bans a little bit more dynamic, allowing Koifel to be able to play Maggie 5 games in a row was immensely helpful for them. That's what they wanted to do since the beginning of the split. They wanted to be team fighting like this. So now they're really able to flex their muscles in that regard because of the addition of Axel.
It's true. It's true. Yeah, our bans were very different from EMEA to Americas, and it did change the pace of play for sure from what we got out of our teams. But Tiff, thoughts on the region as we're just, waiting for the final decision here?
It's just crazy because everything is so different that really I don't know what to expect going into LAN. And that's kind of where my brain is at this point. It's, of course, regional finals, but what that's going to look like at LAN.
Ooh!
Okay. I'm locking in right now.
Wait, we waited because we get a double whammy here. Okay, this is going to be our top 20 qualified through to regional finals, as well as teams that are already confirmed to advance to EWC, Tiff.
Okay, well, JDG, nice. I see that confirmation coming through for you and NIP. Sentinels and Falcons pretty close behind them. Honestly, after Shopify's performance today, you jump into the top 5. But my eyes then rotate down to the 20th spot, right? Full 11. They're Group A. They didn't play today, right?
Yeah.
They were sitting there with Elite NA, just kind of waiting to see what was going to happen. And full 11 withstand.
Whoa.
Nice, guys. Withstand. Revival in.
Yeah, I'm looking at Revival.
Wow. That's a huge shift. Revival started off the day in 24th place in overall. Yeah, so now they're 17th. That's a 7-position bump for them. And ultimately, unfortunately, they're in 22nd. Purple Slushy. They had such a good game number 5, and things were really starting to turn around. But I mean, again, we were talking about kind of how the map draft worked against them. They were in what, games 1 and 2, GK were on top of them. They got taken out, so they put up really low numbers in the first half of today. And it was once we went over to Storm Point where things were looking much better for them. But unfortunately, those donuts, the first 2 games could have been the difference makers there for them. So really unfortunate for Purple Slushy, but you know, they're at least avoiding relegation, which is one thing to kind of walk away from this at the end of the day. But still, it hurts that you were just right there on the cusp of making regional finals.
You know, one of the other things that I do want to point out while we're looking at this is the fact that not only did we mostly really only focus on Revival in the sense of, are they going to avoid relegation? Very rarely do we see a team that is within relegation not only survive relegation but then leapfrog that many teams to confirm being in regional finals. I mean, that is a complete night and day performance change, and it just goes to further illustrate, Tiff, we talked about this when we started the day, that it really does sometimes come down to one good day, one strong performance completely changes your fortune in a game like Apex Legends.
100%. I mean, look, we're at 45 points for full 11 after our regular season here. They got a 25 points associated with their match day win, and that kind of gave them the trajectory to hold on there. So yeah, you need the good, and hopefully you can keep raising the floor so your lower days just genuinely aren't that bad. It's all about being consistent off the back of some of those really great days.
One thing I also want to note, right, we talked about the middle of the board a lot, but I want to go back to the top of the leaderboard here, right, for Pro League standings. It's been a while throughout the regular splits that we haven't seen teams not make it over triple digits. Look at the parity amongst our top squads, right? JDG, NIP just narrowly miss out on the mark of breaking triple digits. That hasn't happened in Americas in over like, I think like a year and a half, maybe 2 years at this point. This goes to show like how tightly packed the top of play of Apex Legends for Americas has become now. I mean, JDG, NIP, Sentinels, Falcons, SR, GK, these are all world champion, I would say, caliber teams, and we don't have one clear standout favorite in our region anymore.
Yeah, it just shows how competitive the Americas are, with the points being that spread out and the threshold being that much lower compared to literally all the other regions that we've looked at and talked about here today. What an exciting and just fun day out of Apex Legends, out of the Americas, and out of all of our players. And we talked about him when it came to our kill leaderboard. We saw the phenomenal performance out of the squad here today. It's time for us to do an interview because we have Koifel standing by, ready to chat after 2 wins on the day, winning the whole series, and now finding yourself at the top of everything. Koifel, talk to me a little bit about how you guys are feeling right now as a trio.
I mean, we're feeling amazing. You know, it's been a rough journey, but you know, that just makes this victory like even sweeter, you know?
100%. Now, talk to me a little bit about just what went right today. We mentioned it a little bit earlier. You know, you guys definitely had a slower start to the split than I think a lot of people would have anticipated. How did you get you guys back here? Because this is what we know you're all capable of, and I think what a lot of people expect out of you guys.
I think what we lacked in most was just confidence in each other, just trust in each other. And as soon as we found that, as soon as we had like those arguments we needed to get through, like all the screaming we had to get through, all the talks, as soon as we found like that trust in each other again and that confidence, we just started, we started balling out again.
Do you think being at your boot camp helped in that regard in terms of the interpersonal stuff? Like being there in person with each other, did that have any effect on how you guys played today?
I would say so, yeah. There's definitely like, I would personally say like team bonding definitely helps a lot, and just being in like a work atmosphere definitely gets us like more locked in, you know.
I mean, I completely agree. And I'm not going to say I was a Shopify Rebellion doubter, but I slightly was. I'll throw myself under the bus because you kind of called it out. You were talking about kind of the chaotic comms, like the arguments that you had to have. So then when we're watching and we're listening, I'm like, I hear this. It sounds frantic. And I love that Don's there in the back as well, because we had a lot of interviews out of him and he was talking about you guys being the best fighting team that he truly believes. So do you think that this confidence that you guys have newfound is going to carry forward, or are we going to revert back to some of those mistakes?
I really do hope we carry it forward, you know. I mean, there's only one way to go. It's just forward.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I want to see that going for you, and I think that's a really mature answer, and I hope the slaying power stays, and I'm excited to see the future.
Obviously, you know, we've got regional finals right around the corner now, and then EWC after that. How are you feeling about going to Paris, making that happen, you know, being at another land?
There's not a better feeling, you know, finally securing it. It's made not only me, but our entire team like so happy, you know.
Well, I think a lot of people are very excited to see a little bit of a comeback here. Do you have a question, Jamerson? Go for it.
Yeah, that was just going to be, I don't know, like, I'm pretty sure you guys are what? Your boot camp's in Canada. I don't know if you're in like French Canada. Are you starting to brush up on your French in preparation to go into Paris?
I mean, we're in the Toronto area, but there's a lot of French speakers here, but we've been learning like a little bit.
So he's Duolingoing in his spare time, basically. He like, you know, just crushes match day and he's like, all right, time to get my Duolingo hours in.
Well, as always, Koifel, massive congratulations, not only to the team, but to you as an individual. Give Don our love as well. Always letting people know just how good you guys really are and that you deserve to absolutely be here with everybody else. Congratulations on a phenomenal day.
Thank you so much. Don also says thank you.
Thank you. Let's go.
He was holding that one in. He was like, I'm letting it rip. Dude, like his face when I was like, I was a Shopify Rebellion doubter. Like genuinely. And I felt bad saying that because I was like, I really do like seeing everyone succeed. I'm a pretty big proponent of that. But like based off the comms that we do typically hear. So I was loving that Koifel did address that because that was my biggest like kind of thought behind it. I'm like, this sounds a little like madness sometimes.
Listen,
and not madness the person, but the chaos.
No. Well, I haven't been watching their scrim perspective, so I don't know. But that's
It's fine. It's fine. I'll fall on a sword all day.
Listen, we have seen our teams time and time again go through some rough spots, and it's always about who can bounce back. Nobody can be perfect all the time. The mark of a good team is being able to recover after a little bit of a slip up. As we take another look at our Pro League standings, JDG and NIP, two teams that are 100% confirmed, but you can see just how close Sentinels, Falcons, Shopify are in that top 5. And then, of course, obviously top 12 after regional finals will be making their way through to EWC. So this is going to be an absolute barn burner of a region when we get here next week for all of these teams fighting, because we've seen it happen time and time again. One good performance can completely change your fate. Official final thoughts, guys, as we prepare to say goodbye to everybody and look towards regional finals. Tiff, any favorite moments from the day?
God, I don't know. I just think it was a crazy day. This entire split has been the Wild West of Apex Legends, and I feel like I'm just along for the ride week by week, and I'm like, what is next? Honestly, I just want to see all the regions come together. Just give me LAN. I mean, of course, we have regional finals first, but like, I'm ready for LAN.
Right, Jamerson?
Yeah, I mean, at the beginning of the split, right, I did say we don't have a top dog anymore in Americas and in EMEA, and the results there prove it, especially for Americas, right? Even the middle of the pack are well within reaching distance of the top, so it's anyone's chance to really come out of regional finals in that first place spot. So it's crazy that we have about 8 teams, which it's usually about 3, right, that are vying for that first place spot at the end of the split or after regional finals. But we have arguably 8 teams that can take that first place spot. So the level here in America, it's not clear who the clear standout best is, and I like it that way. I like that we're able to highlight now all these new players that are on really strong teams, and they have an opportunity of being the best in the world.
They most certainly do, which means it's going to be a very exciting next week. As always, as long as you're following along with us on social media, you guys won't miss a single second of any of the exciting stuff that we have going on. And we've mentioned it quite a few times. Now that we have our top 20 set for regional finals, and a couple teams confirmed for EWC, you guys gotta tune in next week, June 7th, okay, for our regional finals. EMEA will be starting the day off at 6 p.m. BST, 1 p.m. ET, 10 a.m. PT. And as always, Americas will be then following after. So if you are trying to see who's gonna be qualifying through to EWC, you have to tune in next week. And of course, don't forget, Apex packs will be earnable for the very first time during our regional finals as well. And I did get a little bit more information, 15 minutes of ALGS watch time, plus that additional pack for hanging out with us during the regional finals. So much fun and exciting stuff is going to be happening. You have to be here with us and tuning back in to see how all of it unfolds. In the meantime, as always, hop into some games of Apex. Maybe, you know, start brushing up on some of your French. Enter into our Split 2 playoff ticket giveaway. And of course, we'll see you back here next week for regional finals. See you later, legends.